All right. Well, last time you
On
guys
Dragon
managed
Ball Z.
yeah. Previously on Dragon Ball Z. You guys managed to make your way into the medical lab at the sort of urging of Dr. Drake Treva. Is very interested to see what he can find down there. There, Case encountered another zombie that seemed to be cloistered away inside a bathroom stall. Once quickly dealt with, um, the zombie-like infected creature was put on the auto dock, and its DNA was analyzed by Dr. Drake Treva, finding some very strange anomalies in the DNA structure, the results of which he has downloaded on his personal comms. It was here at this point that Fletcher found that the saliva left on him by the previous zombie was slowly moving across his chest as if on its own volition, trying to find its way into his vac suit. Panic ensued. Saliva burned. Disaster averted. Medical supplies found.
That's good. Awesome.
You guys made your way slowly back into the cargo hold where you tried to figure out what to do, but no consensus seemed to be found. Everybody seems incredibly distrustful of anything that can be found on the ship. Nothing more distrustful to Nexus than the Saber AI. This caused Drake to want to explore a bit, taking with him Lita through the cargo hold belt, where they encountered what seemed to be a zombie child that emerged from a half-eaten body. To which Drake took a grievous wound, but not relenting, he pushed forward despite the urging of his crewmates, to the point to where he completely separated himself from the rest of the party, worried about Drake. Lita tried to drag Case and Fletcher with him, but Fletcher would not abandon the other two. And it was at this time that Nexus decided to pop some drugs that he found on the floor, because that's always a good idea.
That's all.
To which he entered a very calm, euphoric state. This euphoric state made him sort of lose touch with the reality of the situation, causing him to turn on the music and flash lights throughout, powering up the reactor, not paying attention to the warnings before of the Saber AI that launching this power would attract it to you. And it was at this time that Drake made his way into what looked to be a water filtration chemical treatment station, where he was then entranced by a large blob of a black mass that seemed to be in the form of a human surrounded by these large floating lights. Closing the door behind him is always a good idea. The cocoon then hatched this husk-like creature that immediately began to attack him, breaking his arm, breaking through even more of his flesh through his vac suit, damaging him to the point of near death. And it was at this point now that, as Case tried to wrangle Nexus in, that the creature that Saber was referring to revealed itself on the balcony, coming out of the floor as if phasing through it, leaving what seemed to be a melted, burnt, ozone-smelling layer underneath. It then vomited forth a horde of infected, which Case valiantly stood in front of. Nexus, snapping out of his euphoric daze, even stepped into the fight as they were both trying to protect Rivet, who was making a beeline back to the ship to use the PDC guns to take care of this horde, as Fletcher and Lita were making their way towards Drake, Though Fletcher was questioning himself the whole way of why he was doing this, seemingly that Drake kind of almost has his own interests in line and not exactly the group's best interests at the moment. And it was here that they opened the door, found the husk creature, and they found Drake's body sort of pinned against the wall, trying to get away from it, telling him to leap over the bowl of water, to which Drake did manage to get out of the door, and Fletcher, who hotwired the door back open, closed it, leaving the husk-like creature inside. And that is where we are going to pick up. Nexus, just a point of clarity here. The previous encounter has turned your euphoric trip into one filled with anxiety and nervousness. Your endocrine matrix inside your body is sort of giving you these alert signals. You're sort of seeing things out of the corner of your eye. Not panicking, not stressing, but making you full of worry.
Okay.
You're gonna be going like, what was that? What
So-
was that?
On mushrooms.
Yeah, your trip went from, oh look, the Smurfs, to you're like, oh, where the fuck is Gargamel? Take it away.
Well, we're still on the main screen, the main map? Or the
Yep,
splash
that would
screen?
help. That would help if I moved you guys, wouldn't it?
So which team would you like to start with? Alpha or Zeta or
You know
Zenith?
what? Let's go with the rescue party.
I don't
Kate,
think-
if you want to keep moving towards them, you're more than welcome to keep moving towards them.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Like the
I found
bottom
us.
right.
I
Jesus
found it.
Christ.
It's a pretty big map.
You've already seen these bodies and these body parts already, Case, as when the conveyor belt was going, it sort of dumped the child and all this stuff in a pile next to the cargo crates.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop you over to the other side.
Do we
So-
still hear banging from beyond this door?
It's not so much banging as a sort of scraping noise against that sort of large metallic blast door that's like keeping that area closed, and just the muffled sort of screeching yell you heard before. Case, you walk up and it is a absolute triage unit. Lita, though she doesn't look hurt physically, if you look through her vac suit mask, you see that the corners of her eyes are bleeding blood, and her eyes are sort of bloodshot. You look at the doctor, and he looks like he's been in like a blood sport kumite. Like he got.
I can't
his ass
find my rotating flat my little blue thing to grab to rotate my character. Is there another way to rotate it?
No, they
now?
They fixed it in Jumpgate, where it's in the corner of your box instead of a weird little thing. But yeah,
Isn't there a key command?
I thought there was a keyboard shortcut for it, but the doctor walked away from me when I tried to walk up to him, and I don't know where he is.
I went.
'Cause
I went north.
He's up here.
Yep, I went up there. I'm trying to step away from you guys.
Was gonna walk up to you and slap you in your fucking face.
You
But we're gonna have a role play moment, but I can't see you because I can't move my flashlight.
Yes, go find him and slap him in his beautiful
Okay,
face.
so there you are. I found you now. I want to go up to the doctor,
Stay
and
back.
I'm gonna.
Stay back, and
I'm gonna-
I point the gun at you.
Oh, well, then I won't step right up to you because if you point the gun at me as I'm walking up to you, I say, whoa, 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 what? What's wrong with you?
I'm.
Well, there's a lot wrong with him right now.
I'm a little mad at you, doctor. I thought you had a good head on your shoulders but you're acting all loony bins. What would have possessed you to keep going down that cargo belt instead of running back to our friends?
I panicked.
You panicked, so you ran towards the danger?
There was danger for me behind.
I look over my shoulder at Case and Fletcher, and I look back at you, and I look back at Case and Fletcher and say, what did you guys say to him?
You will look back at Case and see that he is not in his armor, and he is scratched and beaten.
Whoa, okay, well, maybe the doctor has a point. What just happened to you?
Nexus went, I should fix my voice.
Nexus went haywire. Turned on the lights, the sound system. A creature arrived, summoned, well, spawned, I think is more accurate. A hayward of these monsters. It tore into me. My suit was damaged and I am compromised, but the other two are safe for now. I came to see if you needed assistance down here based on what we heard over the radio.
Wow,
we need to figure something out.
Okay, so
Well, that sounds highly similar to our story, except with Dr. Drake.
Yes. Based on the pounding behind that door, I imagine.
So I have my hand out in front of me, and I'm like, Doctor, you are lowering the gun, right? Because if you keep that gun pointed at me, I think the Marine might have a problem with that.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with this kind. They only answer violence with more violence.
I'm also blaming Rivet for anything that went wrong with Nexus, because that's Rivet's duty. Keep Nexus.
Did I see Nexus take the drugs? Like, did we see that happen?
Oh yeah, you guys saw it.
No, this was fully on Nexus. He decided to take drugs, something I did not think affected him. Turns out they can.
Oh, I did offer him the chocolates. He probably should have done that first. But to my point, Doctor, have you lowered that gun, or am I gonna have to shoot you with my nail gun?
Am I gonna be safe with you?
I think we should be asking that.
Doctor, we need to get you patched up enough to help us escape.
Who's going to patch up the dock?
I'm sure there's a medical facility somewhere. Well, I should launch a medical facility.
We found one.
Yes.
Oh, I found my little blue thing. I can move my flashlight now. Cool.
Lead the way.
Well, if worst comes to worst, Rivet will fix you up with a new set of limbs.
Before we do, Fletcher, can I have my boarding X back?
Rivet, do you want to go inside?
So what?
Yeah.
Drake? What?
Yes,
do you,
please.
Like, what are your wounds? What's wrong with you right now?
I'm all sliced. Well, I'm sure you saw the creature, but I think I'm still bleeding from all the being sliced up from the creature that you saw.
Are. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
Oh, well, I'm dead. I'm down.
Shit.
Well, are you dead, or do you just gain a wound and you have 20 hit points again?
You gain a wound.
So, okay.
Unless you rate your max wounds.
I don't think I gained any wounds, as far as I can't remember.
Nope.
That's where your broken arm came from.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, I do have. Okay, I have a broken arm. So what happens? I only had 2 hit points.
Go ahead.
So you'll go to the next.
And your health will reset. But if your health goes to 0 now, you'll die.
Okay, too many people are talking.
Roll a d10, Chris.
You are on your third and final health bar.
A 3.
Okay, you start to feel a little bit dazed. You've got a concussion. You now have disadvantage on mental tasks. Now that
Great.
you're sort of taking a breath. You're starting to feel dizzy from the blood loss. Everything is sort of just your helmet, like the top of your head for some reason, and your helmet feels really tight. Like something's wrong. Like that guy, whatever that thing was, really messed you up.
Yeah, if I'm having trouble breathing with the helmet on, I mean you and I take off my helmet.
So you take your helmet off, and as soon as you sort of take a deep breath, you guys watch as he sort of doubles over in pain, and you start to hear what seems to be the snapping of bones. And you watch now as his neck begins to elongate.
The fuck?
Jesus Christ.
And you just hear these sort of popping noises, like, and you're watching as the sort of skin like tears, and you just hear the doctor sort of screaming like,
Shoot him! Burn him! Burn him! Guys, burn him!
Chris, you take another point of damage, and you watch as his neck elongates to sort of, it's now like a foot long. He's got a foot long neck. His head is sort of precariously on top of, he's like grabbing a hold. And where the areas where there should have been skin from the tears, you see these patches of metal.
Burn him, guys! Burn him!
You just sort of see the doctor, like he's shaking, his hands are shaking, and he wants to touch his neck, but the pain is so immense. And now you're seeing this sort of mutated form in front of you.
Am I still? Do I? Like consciously? Am I? Or like I still have faculties? Or am I now gone? Mentally?
No, you can still think. You're in an incredible amount of pain.
Doc, are you still with us?
Can I try and grab Case's flamethrower?
Oh God.
It'll have to be a contested strength check.
For now.
No, fuck that. Get that gun out of his hand. Toss the gun, Drake.
I got a 48.
Is Drake tossing the gun?
Hold on, David.
Hold on. What's going on with?
I didn't realize Rivet was walking through the tunnel that whole time.
Here, I'll just move you up there.
Yeah.
Say that
No, I'm staying with Rivet.
Yeah, I thought last session the group in the hangar were running together to go meet with the other group. I guess Case just got ahead of us.
I may need this.
Case, what's your take? I'm not going to be the Marine here, so we have a mutating doctor who's saying, "I'm not giving you the fucking gun," and he still hasn't said he's lowered it yet.
Well, I'm assuming that he said I'm on all fours in pain.
Yeah, Fletcher and Case are currently fighting over the flamethrower.
I mean, with a 9, I feel pretty confident that I could just kick you away.
It's one of those moments where like Fletcher's not even look at you, and he just begins to sort of like pat at your body. He's trying to find where the flamethrower is, as he's not even looking at you. You just sort of bat his hand away.
I'm just holding it over my head.
It's that time where he's like patting on your shoulder. He's like, burn him, burn him, burn him. And then, like, as soon as he like tries to grab it, you just wrench it out of his hands. He's like, just what are you waiting for?
I need the crew to stop panicking. Whose suit is compromised? Lita? Fletcher, we dealt with yours, but Lita, has your suit been compromised?
It has not.
Rivet has yours.
Because I don't run towards the dangerous shit.
Rivet, has your suit been compromised?
My suit's fine.
Then
What's
what I
happening?
see here in this moment is there are 2 people who cannot leave this station but can help get you off of it. The doctor and I have been compromised, him more so than I at this moment.
Yeah, look at his fucking neck.
Mark,
But
I'm just curious. Would you like
we-
us to make a save for seeing Drake go through this horrific transformation?
No. Once you guys have seen something already, this wouldn't be something that would make you panic. This is more so just a role play moment for you
No fear save.
guys to see what you do. Nope. Like, I don't know if there's a disgust save. Save against ickiness. That's kind of what's happening right now.
There is a body save.
I no longer want to date the doctor.
Here's what I will say. The Doc and I, the Doc especially, while he is in this state, we need more people on our side than we need against us. The station is crawling with these things, and we need to get you three off of here, plus Nexus. So for now I will not burn him, but I will keep a pet eye on him.
Fine, he's your responsibility then. I'm
And
gonna-
no, Fletcher, I will not jump to violence immediately just because it is in the nature of some of my species.
Well, that's commendable. The doctor never did answer why he came this way. Was there something that dragged you, that drew you this way?
I panicked because I knew Case might have been trigger happy as seeing my condition, as he's been doing so with the other specimens on this vessel.
Wait, let me gain clarification. You panicked because you were bit. So you were running away from us because you thought we would hurt you?
I saved Fletcher from the creature that was trying to eat at his foot body. I would not have burned you immediately, Doctor, and I would hope that after our time together you would understand that. But it seems you've listened to him talking about my species more than you have about me.
Racist.
Again, I panicked. As
I'm just going to continue down the hall.
As I'm getting up, I now see this body over here. Can I investigate the body?
You already investigated it. That was the body that was sort of half-eaten that you found the key card on that got you into that room.
Oh, that's right.
And then the key card was the one that you dropped when you hurriedly tried to reopen the door as the monster was attacking you.
But what about this body?
It is a vac suit. Nobody looked at the vac suit, but it's intact. Everything's like the helmet's still on.
Oh shit! Give it to Case. Case,
the
we
gloves
found
are
a
on
vac
it.
suit.
It seems to have some sort of like sun or light covering on the visor. It got like a black tint. Weird.
There's nobody in the vac suit though. It's an empty vac suit.
I don't know. You can't see it, but seems to have some substance to it.
Can I take the helmet off?
Sure. You sort of put your hands on it, and then you twist the helmet, and you pull it, and this smell immediately pervades you.
Ugh.
As it begins to sort of deflate, as this black liquid oozes from
It's gonna be hard to do on a Mac.
Yeah.
this black liquid oozes out. I need you to make a sanity check for this. You're watching this sort of black liquid putrefaction coming from inside of this vac suit, almost similar to what you saw surrounding that husk. Give yourself one stress.
I'm at 10 stress, guys.
Fine.
Can you try it? You do have a mouse wheel.
Yeah, that works.
Hold the E key and scroll your mouse wheel.
Hold E.
You have to click on your token first.
Yeah, so that will rotate your token. So you don't have to grab the little blue box.
And as Lita came down, she's close enough that when Drake failed insanity, Lita also gets a stress.
Sweet.
The vaccine's compromised.
Well, that sucks. I was hoping that Case could use it.
Mark, in the time that they're walking up to catch up with Case, who's kind of very quickly moving his way through the hallways, can he just do kind of a cursory check of the wounds on his body? Does he have any like metallic bits in them, or do they look like they're infected in some way?
You don't see any sort of metallic bits. Your suit sort of sucked up most of what was there. You seemingly came out of it, quote unquote, unscathed.
Okay.
Let's go,
Medical scanner
Lita.
might be able to give you a more in-depth look, but you guys don't have one on you at the moment.
Was there a med scanner in the med
There were-
lab, or would we have to check?
We
There
did
is one
find
in the med
three.
lab.
We did find 3 med scanners in that storage full of medical supplies.
But I don't know if you guys actually took it.
Where was that one? Was it in one of these doorways here?
I have all that stuff on my character sheet just in case.
Okay.
I assume that we just found a backpack and just threw it all in there.
Okay.
Fletcher, can I borrow one of those med scanners?
Yeah.
Oh, we're way back here? Oh, they didn't go... Oh, the
They've
part...
been
Drake, in front of you is a ladder leading down to a lower level. Lita, you're looking at what seems to be a testing station for air quality, as well as
Again, I
water.
can't hear you over.
Sorry.
Maybe he's done.
Chris, you gotta mute yourself when you sneeze.
I
Yes.
will try.
Please do.
Way to roleplay the infected doctor.
Lita, make a body save. Lita, you're standing in front of a testing station, tests air purity as well as water purity.
Are there gauges on it that will tell me whether the air is poison here?
There's actually like a little touch, like sort of like iPad, I guess, sitting there that you can actually get into, touch a few things, and it will show you the different levels. As you begin to sort of toy around with it, and you check everything, you see that
Milo!
water purification
Milo!
is working as it should be.
Milo!
The air, though light, is nominal.
Milo!
It's not registering any sort of like airborne like pathogen or chemicals or anything like that.
I find that curious because when the doctor took off his helmet, he immediately had a reaction to the atmosphere. Is there anything on this scanner that would indicate why that might have happened?
Nothing on that scanner.
Okay.
But you do know that Fletcher did manage to wrangle up some medical scanners, and there's also that auto dock table that he used to sort of analyze the alien DNA from that infected. That might be able to give you some answers.
All right. I turn to the doc and say, "We need to Fletcher. He found some gear that might figure out what's wrong with you."
Let's go.
I don't see him anymore. He's gone.
Just
From
as a
the
random
manhole,
question, all these
Sorry, go ahead, Brad.
just a random thought that Lita said the doctor was infected, but Case doesn't seem to be. I was wondering, all the infected we've seen have they all been like human, or have there been some alien races? Maybe this just affects humans.
So far you've noticed that you haven't seen any bodies that look sort of any sort of xeno species other than human on this station.
Because I think Case doesn't have a suit on right now, and he seems to be fine. So maybe this is some sort of human virus.
Drake and Lita, as you guys are back down, and as Lita said, let's head back to the outer. You hear sort of emanating from the manhole scream.
Which direction is the manhole?
Back the way we came.
Oh shit. Okay.
That ladder that leads down to a lower level.
We should
I gotcha.
We should go see if if somebody needs help.
Yes, you should. I got your back. I'm right behind you.
I go down. Oh God.
Okay, Kate. You take. You're pretty familiar with this. You've had to use it to sort of swiftly diagnose somebody in the field. You check your body, and you have sort of you have to have like Fletcher scan you up and down. Yeah. That's good. Fletcher sort of holds the gun and he begins to sort of scan your body. It does show like contusions deep in the skin. Areas where it's cut aren't too deep. Luckily, there hasn't been any sort of transference, and there's not much of a. Doesn't show any sort of outside pathogen in your blood system.
Okay.
You just look like somebody that's been pretty battered.
I do not go down the ladder that Drake just went down. I'm going to stay at the top of the ladder and wait to hear it's good down here before I go down.
One quick second, Drake.
Has Lita and Drake not joined us yet?
Nope.
I don't know where you went at all. And then we heard a shout from a manhole, so I'm kind of sticking with the doctor, I guess.
So Fletcher finishes scanning Case, and then he looks around and he goes, what happened to Lita?
Oh,
And where's the dog?
Yeah, you guys are about 200 feet in front of us. Yeah, you just kept going. I was going at Chris's pace, I guess, and I should have been going at your pace.
But looking around, he just goes, "Where's Lita and the dog?" Oh gosh, what do you think he's got her? Come on, we gotta go back.
Give me one quick second.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I will.
Fletcher's like, we gotta go back, pushing Case ahead of him. Let's go.
Would it
You'll see
really
me.
be a game without me doing shit like this?
I'm sure we would have made a lot more progress.
Chris, it would still be a movie without you, but it'd be more of a horror movie than a horror comedy.
Wait, I'm the comedy?
You're the one We just complained that you ran off by yourself after you were injured. You just transformed with a long neck thing, and your first thought was, "I'm gonna go wander off downstairs."
No, me and Lita heard a voice screaming, and we must go help.
So if I drag Chris's name onto that map,
It'll just
move him.
but it's not sticking on it.
No, from the drop down of maps, you have to drag his token to the drop down of the map at the top that you can select which map it is. I think that'll move him there, because right now all the players are in the same player ribbon, right?
Yes.
So you'll need to separate the Chris from the player ribbon by dragging his token to the map that you pull from the
Dragging
drop
his
down.
token onto the map, but nothing's happening.
Grab his picture from the bottom of the.
Ooh, that might work. I don't know.
Nothing's
I believe you drag his picture to a different map, and it'll take him to a different place.
So Mark, pull down the maps.
Got it.
Okay, down in the right-hand corner where the maps are, there should be like a banner or where you can find all our names.
Oh, from there I gotta do it.
Yeah, from there, then you drag me separately out of there. There you go. And then when you pull me back to the rest of the party, you have to combine me to the ribbon again.
Yes.
Drake? 1 second. You begin to go down the tunnel. A little bit awkward now that your sort of new center of gravity is kind of off a bit. And you go down, is like 50 million Drake tokens. And you see that. Hold on, let me zoom. You see that there are bodies, desiccated bodies. You look at them as you make your final step down the ladder. You step in something that squishes and is slippery beneath your feet. You look down and you see that there are intestines, brain matter, blood, bones directly underneath your feet that you sort of crunch on. I need you to give me a fear save.
Mark, if I shine my flashlight down the ladder hole that he went down, can I still see him, or is the ladder that how far down is it?
You can see the top of his long head.
Okay.
And kind of his light at the bottom, then you see him as he sort of like looks over as he steps, and you see him sort of put his back against the ladder.
Is everything okay on there?
Drake, give yourself another point of stress. You're also going to take another 4 points of damage because you haven't patched yourself up yet.
Oh, damn. Okay. Shit. I actually have on me, really quick, since I'm in pain and it's just a panicky moment, I'm going to use an auto med on me, which I have on my person. I have 11 of them.
Go ahead and use your auto med. What does an auto med do again?
I think I have one too.
It repairs damage by granting advantage to body saves meant to repel disease and poison, as well as attempts to heal from rest. So taking that, essentially the nanobots inside the pill are going to begin to sort of sew you together. You're not taking a rest, so I don't think you regain any health from this.
Okay.
No, a stim pack says that it gives you plus 1d10 health, but that's. I don't think the other thing you said you used does that.
I use an auto med, not a stem pack.
Yeah.
So you still have all that damage, but you begin to feel your body kind of knit back together.
Yeah. Okay.
You also, as the nanobots begin to sort of interact with the metal that's on your neck from the areas where it tore, it starts to feel really cold as the metal sort of begins to grow.
Oh, crap.
It's all fine, guys. More bodies.
Well, are any of them shouting that they need help?
I kind of walked away from the ladder now.
You did. You watch as his light disappears, and you sort of begin to move around this large mechanical room. There's storage tanks. You move past that one body on the ground, and it begins to twitch.
I look at the guys who just approached me. Sorry, I'm doing it because it's really hot. And I point my flashlight at the ladder, and I say, the doctor went down there. I don't think he's okay.
What gave it away? The fact that he's walking while seriously wounded, or the fact that his neck grew 3 sizes?
Oh, son of a bitch!
Nice.
And you watch as the twitching bodies now begin to sort of move and look, and the eyes flash open. And you watch as the bodies slowly turn into 3 husks.
I bolt.
No, does anybody... I like
Oh no,
the idea that
not
you just
so
had.
fast, buddy. I need to get some tokens on the field here.
Damn it!
I also think we need to roll initiative.
I also think we need to put a stick of dynamite down this hole and close the hatch.
Oh, come on, come on.
I think that's
doctor's-
a great
Bodies
idea.
now begin
The
to
doctor is
stir.
clearly infected. He's probably leading us to the nest.
Yeah, don't you? He's taking you to where they infest you with whatever it is.
He's trying to take you to where. Oh my goodness.
There's 3 of these. There's 3 of them. There's 3.
Oh my gosh, he's telling us how many. He's telling them how many of us there are.
I'm gonna get. I'm dead. I'm dead.
There's 5 of us, Fletcher, not including him.
Yes, but maybe there's only 3 of us that are not infected.
Well, you've got a gun, Doc. Use it. You wouldn't give it to me.
With 1 bullet.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Hopefully you use that bullet correctly.
Yeah, that bullet's for you, brother. Good luck.
Why do you think I kept the gun?
Everybody, give me a speed check.
All right.
Oh, I failed. Damn.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, damn.
Okay, Drake, with the 91, you get to just before the ladder.
Remember, we put a 0.1 if you failed, a 0 if you didn't.
What did I roll?
Oh, I'm so glad I stepped back from that ladder. Look at you. Oh, no, that's
No,
right
it
there.
hasn't.
So Leah, I'm assuming you look down and then you hear me. There's 3 of them, and you see light flashing on the ladder coming.
Well, 24 is a pretty low target. It has to be hard for you to
So
pass the
it's
speed
a
check.
0.1, you said?
Yeah, put your 59.1, and that shows that it'll go after the 10.
Come on, let go of that.
Hey, your computer's giving you some trouble, man.
It's jumping all over.
Well, I can hear your processor spinning, so something is churning your RAM.
And then Nectus, I believe all your speed checks are done at disadvantage.
Oh, well, he failed anyway. But he wants you to click disadvantage the next time you do a speed check, or do it now, yeah, disadvantage.
I believe because of the
Oh, the drugs, yes.
the drugs.
Alright, so it's 66. Actually, 66 a crit fail.
It's okay. We'll take the 59 for now.
That means you just don't get a turn. You're too busy tripping out.
Okay. Drake. I need you to give me a panic check.
Okay, and I don't see myself on the turn order. I don't see the turn order at all.
Because you're on a different map, and we rolled initiative on
Oh, okay. So okay, sorry.
this map. I see you on the turn order with the 74.1, which is exactly what I rolled.
I got a 91.
Oh,
He's on a different map, so someone will have to change it for him.
there. It's right. It's fixed now. Mark
Okay.
probably did it.
So what I have to roll again? Sorry.
You're rolling a panic check.
Panic. Where's my panic button?
It's a D20.
A panic check determines whether the character can keep their cool under extreme pressure.
Yeah, but I don't see the thing on the character sheet. So
It's
Just
separate.
roll a D20.
My guy.
You think
Like
my
the
guy,
voice
my
activated.
dude?
And you need to roll more than your stress.
That's not.
more than my stress.
Yep.
That's a fail. I have an 11 stress and I got a 9.
I need you. And you better roll another d20 for me.
You got your voice on, Mark, by the way.
Sorry.
19.
Oh my god, that's heart attack.
You have a heart attack.
Wait, no, we have resolve, right?
Am I dead?
Yeah, we do have resolve because we use the
So
old
reduce
level.
that by your resolve.
I have a 2 resolve.
So that's a 17,
Okay.
which is spiraling.
All your panic checks now are made at disadvantage, Chris.
Okay.
And at disadvantage,
You're
he's going to
starting,
take.
You're starting to slowly lose your mind.
So just to be clear, disadvantage on panic checks means that's the check, not the roll. Okay.
Okay, so I mean, what now?
You wait until your turn.
Oh God.
You can
Oh
basically.
my god, the doctor almost fucking died.
So basically, Chris, you're gonna panic a lot easier.
Okay, but I'm just kind of waiting now for my turn. So just let me know when my turn's up, I guess.
Rivet, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just waiting. I'll take the dodge action.
Okay.
Did they all hear the scream?
All I know is the doctor went down the hole and we're just waiting for him to die.
So you're watching Drake as the bodies now begin to push themselves up. Those dark eyes emanating that odd, sickly purple light. Almost very similar in color to the barrier matrix that you guys crossed into the cargo hold. Begin to get up, and then they stand up, and then they begin to look at you and kind of begin to scrabble towards you. That's actually the end of their turn.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Fletcher.
That's about 20 feet. So there's this
There's
like
a
ladder that goes down.
there.
Is there like
And you're hearing Drake scream in abject terror. You sort of look down and you see his flashlight, like panic wobbling, flashing over as he's trying to make his way down, screaming, "There's 3 of them!" And you look behind as this purple light begins to glow. You've seen it before. It was the same sort of light that was emanating from the creature in the room that already tried to attack him.
So is this just a regular ladder? Is there like a hatch
There's a
nearby?
hatch.
Oh jeez, oh my God.
So Fletcher's gonna Drake calls up. There's 3 of them, and Fletcher's just like, try and take out as many as you can. Sorry, but I gotta think of the greater good, mate. And I'm gonna close the hatch.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna dog it, and I'm just gonna turn around and I said he was dead anyway.
I just shake my head side to side, like not necessarily saying no, but just, well, rest in peace, Doc.
That will be my turn.
I don't think there was
As
any
you
fixing him.
begin to move to the ladder, Drake, you hear Fletcher call down, "Take out as many as you can. I gotta think of everybody else." And you hear this giant clang echo down the ladder. Drake, is that the end of your turn?
Oh, it's my turn now?
No, sorry, Fletcher. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, I think I did everything I need to.
Nope, I understand where you're coming from.
I have my foot. I have my foot on the hatch. You know, just in case he tries something.
It is one with like a twist lock from the top, and as bars go, so you can lock it.
Yeah, I think it's called dogging it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like a submarine, just squeaky, 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 close.
I'm basically just gonna take the scaredy dodge action, but I am gonna call out to Rivet in front of me. Rivet, can we go home now?
I wish we could. The stupid station won't let us leave.
And that was it.
Lita.
I'm gonna look at Fletcher and say, there was a scream that came from down there before the dock went down. But I don't know if it's worth investigating now after seeing what's down there. Just
Fletcher will just look at you and he goes, "I gotta think of us first, love."
You'll get no argument from me, and I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders and say, well, you know, he was cute.
Fuck. Can I before?
Oh, don't worry, Spox. There's more than one tall 6-foot heart surgeon in the galaxy.
Well, 7 foot now. Case.
I'm just talking about how tall he is, Mark.
Actually, if we're in a mission for a minute, I'm gonna go fill my water. You want me to fill that one too? Okay.
Hey,
What
are you doing in this situation?
I would go do it. You like ice in yours or just water?
No, it should be full of ice.
Okay.
Connor, are you muted?
No, I'm sorry. I'm really having to think.
You have to make the choice. Are you going to do battlefield triage and just cut off the limb now? Or see if there's some way to save it? So
Are you gonna agree or disagree with Fletcher's decision?
Are you gonna do the right thing, or are you gonna act like all the rest of your kind?
Fucking Fletcher. He's such an asshole. Well, the right thing in this case is following your captain's orders, Fletcher, which was we need the dock to get off this ship.
I'll turn to Case and I go, and who made you the captain?
That's my job.
Your job is to kill things. And if you don't have the guts to kill things, I don't know what good you're for.
I'm gonna kick him out of the way.
I will try to resist.
Okay. This is going to be a contested strength or athletics.
Athletics would make that.
I'd also be perfectly fine if this was just a straight combat. Combat roll.
Since it's his turn, he would have to initiate the combat, but since he's just shoving you out of the way at the moment.
Could I persuade you to allow me to add my close quarters combat skill to this strength check?
It's sort of like dodge away from the push.
Yeah, he's pushing, and I maybe try and do some judo counter throw or something.
This case, do you have close quarters combat as well?
I don't, but if he's turning this into a combat thing, I'm okay with just going combat.
Evolve rapidly.
So I can do military training with combat, and he does close quarters. So I guess technically he's more skilled at it than I am, but I have some basic training.
You begin to sort of push him out of the way. He takes your hand, and you see that he's getting ready to put you in like a judo throw or like a jiu-jitsu lock.
Like I'm trying to do a little bit of martial arts.
Yeah, so we can do military training with your combat versus his CQC.
Yeah.
Also combat.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a crit fail.
They have some words.
All right.
It is so hot.
That's also a crit fail. That's awesome.
So I think the situation gets worse.
Okay. If you begin to move past and you watch as Zachariah sort of grabs your hand, but he slips on some of the blood that was sort of left there as his hand moves forward. He actually hits you in your wound that was just sort of recently closed and fresh, reopening it. Case, you're going to take 6 points of damage. Zachariah, as you begin to move forward and you hit Case, your hand slips. You accidentally engage your nano blade as it punches through your suit, barely missing Case's face. As you two then separate. So now again, you have a tear in your suit.
Could we tweak it just a little bit where it's like I slip, activate my nanoblade, and that's where the D6 damage comes from?
Yeah, sure. I wanted it to be kind of more of an accident, but All right.
It's
You guys
still
are
an
watching this
accident.
whole thing happen now as sort of Fletcher falls and slips, his nanoblade engaging, catching Case in his chest, the same area where he was injured before, opening up a cut.
God damn, dudes, what are you doing?
I'm trying to keep us alive.
Fletcher, you must decide whether I am the Marine that is tasked with keeping you alive, or if you are here to save only yourself. So you can move, you can kill me, or I can burn you alive. But you will follow my instructions, and I'm already my flamethrower at him for the next round.
Oh my god.
I'm
I'm not
taking
doing-
command. I am the trained military officer, and if he's not gonna fucking listen, he will die. And so
I'm
will
not
the
the
dog.
one that wants to bring that thing back up here.
Okay. Great.
Okay, I heard Fletcher close the door on me and everything like that. I'm in awe and I'm gonna fuck. I see the okay. I see two doors. Do they look? Oh, sorry. Do they look like?
Give me a second here. Give me a second here, Drake.
Yep.
Is Mark rolling something?
I think Mark's gonna kill us. Hey, stop.
Go ahead, Drake.
Okay.
So around the room, you see this tank seems to be some sort of like liquid collection, like a big green water tank. You also look to the other side of the room, and there seems to be some sort of fuel storage canister at the far end, as well as what seems to be a glowing power source. So just to kind of give you the lay of the land,
Okay.
you do see two old, sort of rusty-looking, why can't I think of the word? Airlocks. On the north and south side of the west wall.
Okay.
Mark, quick question.
Yes.
When I had my flashlight pointed down the ladder and I saw Drake down there, did I see any of the other things move or not?
No, you didn't. You saw him move away.
Right.
You saw him move away from the ladder, and that's when you sort of lost him, and then was barely touching like the bottom floor. So it is really
Okay.
just at the edge of the flashlight's sort of distance. But you sort of heard everything go down as he started screaming before Fletcher kind of moved you out of the way and closed the hatch.
Okay, thank you. That will inform my roleplay. I gotcha.
Yeah, Chris. Sorry, I didn't see that yet.
Okay. I will do that. I can't remember how does movement work again?
There's a movement handout, but pretty much you can move 6 squares and do an action.
Okay.
So you can technically move 1 more square. Your action is opening and closing these airlocks.
Airlocks on. Oh, what happened there?
Okay. That's my turn.
And as you step out into this hallway, you are now sort of bombarded with the sound of like steam hissing, general sound of something industrious that you didn't hear above now begins to sort of placate everything down below. Okay, at the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, everybody, reroll your speed checks.
Alright. Don't forget.
Little snail icon and stuff.
Nice. Hey, I passed this time.
I don't have a I don't have disadvantage.
You have disadvantage on manual things, as well as mental things.
Ah, so close. But Fletcher got a 99. Holy crap.
Not good.
Yeah, we are rolling a lot of crit fails, me and Fletcher.
Okay, everybody rolled. Look at actors.
Wait, I get to go. I succeeded.
Two, three, four, five.
Wait. Did you just delete me?
What the hell? Sorry, I did.
That's alright.
Can you add yourself back? I thought I moved
Yes,
you to the top,
I
but I
got you.
accidentally deleted it.
I just rolled speed again and it should throw me in there. But I'll change it to 26.0. Alright, 24.0 is even better, but it doesn't matter. Wait. It didn't add me.
Hold on.
There we go. Thank you. Because I actually have a... Oh, that's a scary sound. That sounds like Jurassic Park.
There we go. Lita, it's your turn.
Alright, thank
He
you.
has one of those too.
I am gonna say, Case, have you lost your mind as well? I mean, I get that the dock was important to us, but there were more than down there. By getting Fletcher off this door, you risk all of our lives. Isn't your job to protect us? And I'm gonna step away because I do see the flamethrower like puffing out the bits of flame that you're getting ready to pull the fucking trigger on, and I don't want to be anywhere near when you do, if you do. But I'll say that, and then I'm gonna back up and say, I think Fletcher's right here. You didn't see the doc. He's not okay. And the things that are down there aren't okay either. And that's it. That's my turn. Some things can't be fixed, and that's the hard thing for Lita to say because she thinks everything can be fixed. But Marcus fucked her head up.
Okay. Nexus, I need a panic check.
Panic? Check something. Does any of my things affect that? No, those are fear save.
Yeah, I think the panic check is mostly Marine. If the Marine panics, we all panic.
Where's the panic button?
And I believe you're at 15 stress.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Is it down here?
No, it's a D20, and you have to get lower than.
Oh, so it's not a button we click
No,
on.
we just have. Well, you can click the dice, but yeah, just roll a D20.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to roll greater than a 15.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a fail. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Yeah, because this will determine what your panic condition is.
Okay, so you have now a loss of confidence. You gain the condition. You have to choose one skill, and you're going to lose the bonus of that skill.
Might as well give up hacking. It's never fucking worked for you. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Let's go with linguistics, I guess. So just uncheck it.
Yep, just check it.
All right.
So you lose the ability to talk in different languages. I love it.
Nexus suddenly loses communication with everybody.
You're watching this sort of play out in front of you as your head begins to twitch and there's some sparks sort of flying out. And you're looking and yeah, you don't know if you'll be able to communicate to them why this is wrong. It is your turn.
Well, I really want to leave. I'm really confused by Case and Fletcher fighting, and so I'm just going to stay next to Rivet, and hopefully Mommy will take me back to the ship and we'll just fly away.
Rivet, your bot is glitching in and out again.
Drake, did you roll the new speed check?
Yeah. I got a 47.
You didn't update it on the thing.
I can't because I'm on a different page.
That's right. Really need to stop. Hold on. Remember to not use the numpad again. 47.1. I forgot how much I hated splitting maps. Okay. Nexus, that's the end of your turn. Drake, it is your turn. Give me a second to move back to the other map. You sort of turn around and look back through the porthole in the airlock door, and you just see a face staring back at you.
Okay. Wait, so it's my turn, right?
Yep.
You do it up here. Yeah, Melissa will die. No, Phil doesn't like it. This will probably be fine.
Okay, so that's 5 spaces. You have one more space to move, and then you can use your action to sort of dash, since you don't have it. Unless you choose to do an action to do something.
I don't know what to do right now, so...
You look up ahead, and there's some blue lights sort of coming through, and you sort of take a deep breath as you step through, and you notice that they're coming from monitors and stations.
Okay, that's my turn.
You see another whole vac suit on the ground, helmet, gloves, feet sort of laying face down.
Okay. I basically double moved, so...
Case.
Case is gonna look at Fletcher, what Lita said, look back at Rivet and Nexus, and he will stiffen.
You wander off, get attacked, and I didn't do my job. You wander off again, get attacked, and I didn't do my job, and now a third time. As soldiers, where are you soldiers under my command? Reprimanding would be the least of your concerns, but it is clear even though I am your captain that you do not follow instructions or directives. I am trying to save a man's life and neither of you seem to care, so be it. I will do my job elsewhere. Find a way off this rock on your own.
Jesus.
The Marine is pissed.
This has gone off the rails.
Are you
I'm just gonna start walking away. His blood
try to
and
re-engage with Kate or no?
No.
Okay, we're officially out of.
The doctor's blood is on your hands, Fletcher, but I'm sure that's not the first blood on your hands.
I mean, I look at her and I say, I'll whisper it so that not everybody hears, but I'll say, The Marine's got blood on his hands too, you know.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. They've all got blood on their hands.
I'm
Chris,
actually
gonna
pretty
move
grateful
you-
that Fletcher saved our fucking lives.
Fletcher would like to respond, you know, trying to tell. He would love to tell Case that everything he just accused me of was because of Dr. Drake. Because if you think back, every time we've been attacked, it's because of Dr. Drake.
I noticed that everything he said applies to Dr. Drake as well.
But he knows that their kind never listens to reason, and that's why he doesn't say anything.
Jesus Christ.
Those jarheads, they don't know how to think. They don't know how to think about. They don't see the whole picture. You just
They're
I'm
either
gonna give
right
Drake
or
some
you.
credit on this one. Just to be clear, I feel like Lita was like, "Hey, yeah, you go down. I'll be right behind you," and then he got locked down there. So I feel like it's not just him on this one. Just on a personal note.
Well, if he said it was safe to go down, I was gonna go down with him, but it wasn't safe to go down.
I feel like we could have just said no.
You tried telling Lugozo no.
I kind of like thinking that. I kind of like thinking that Fletcher and Lita kind of have a look, because this is the exact same scenario we found him last time.
Yep.
And last time we were kind of on the fence. Like, he's like, "Oh, I got a broken arm and I'm bleeding out," and we're like, "Yeah, we should probably just save him." But now he's like, "I've got a broken arm. I'm bleeding out. There's 3 of them now, and I'm already changing into one of them." And it's like, yeah, we're not going to save him this time.
Okay, Chris, you should be able to move your token back on the main screen. You won't be able to interact, but you can follow them around and switch you back.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not there. I'm just an observer.
Mark, do we hear anything with the door closed, or is it just quiet?
Just quiet. You hear no sounds coming from the hatch now that it's closed.
Okay.
Fletcher's going to sit down and he's going to look at his nano blade, and he goes, "I guess I might be compromised now too."
Oh shit! Is your suit broken?
You can see his nano blade is punched through his suit.
Oh yeah, I guess I did kind of notice that with a really high check last session. I'm gonna peek up and look around, and just kind of look at everybody and say, "Well, are we getting off this ship or what?"
Ribbit would like to take the opportunity to check Nexus over so we don't have a rampaging robot as well.
I don't know. Is it okay with the captain if we try and get off this death trap?
Is
Just walking away.
Captain Case?
Yeah, he's like all in the center room probably. By
Yeah,
now.
he's pissed.
I'm fucking out.
I'm gonna say, hey, Case, and I'm just gonna go chasing after him. Case, and I'm gonna try to catch up to you. Jesus, where go?
Probably.
I'm going back to the ship.
Yeah, but I thought. Okay. I'm starting to get my bearings here. Because I went through the ship is back the way I came, because I came through
I don't know how far I can move, by the way, Mark. I'm just kind of walking my way back to where my suit was.
No, you can move as far as you want, and right now Rivet is sort of giving a once over on Nexus.
Yeah, we haven't moved because I didn't know if you needed Rivet to make any rolls.
I don't.
Why don't you give me
see where he went?
Maybe
why don't
so.
you give me a side? He went. You can hear him sort of stomping, going down this way,
Okay, thank you.
and you know that you see the sign there on the floor that says Hangar Bay, and you know that that's going to take you to the hangar.
Okay.
Rivet, why don't you just give me a cybernetics check? We'll say with advantage using your cybernetic diagnostic tool. It is bringing up a ton of errors in his just in his operating system. like his endocrine system, his matrix right now is off the charts. The drugs that sort of inhabited the body now is sort of messing with the endocrine system. It's giving him all these sort of false messages, and then now he knows. It's also giving you an error on his linguistics program. He's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, baby, what did you do?
Is this pile of bodies still here on the floor next to Case where he's at right now?
Yep, the pile of bodies is there, sort of shredded. The computer that Nexus was hacking into before, completely destroyed by the PDC rounds. And you also see on the ground where they described that entity sort of coming in from. It has almost left this scorching, melted, rippling effect as it came through the metal. There's no hole there, but it was almost like superheated to a point now to where it rapidly cooled, and it looks almost like brittle obsidian glass. It's very strange. There's still a sort of scent that hangs on it that's quickly overtaken by the smell of the blood, gore, and spatter from those bodies.
So I approach you, Case, and I have not seen, obviously, the carnage in this room. I was not in the room when it happened. Kind of spinning around, seeing the dead, infected child that fell over here. And, everything that happened in here. And I approach you and I say, Case, slowly, because as I make my way around this pile of bodies, I say, I put my hand on your thigh, I guess, because I'm short. And I say, look, I know that it was a lot of emotions are running high, and I appreciate the honor that you would want to save every life that you're charged to save, but I don't think we could have saved the doc, and I think that by trying to save him, it would have put the rest of our lives at greater risk. And I don't want to lose you if we can help it.
Based on what I've heard so far, you will need to seek a meat shield.
And I'm going to pick up my armor and walk back to the ship.
Damn, she's actually a little hurt by that. Because, while true, I don't want to admit that that's the case. I'm just a little girl. I need meat shields.
Nexus, do you want to be with us when we open this door?
Oh, we thought we were going back to the ship.
Well, I noticed that there's one locked door along the hallway, and I thought we might poke our head into it.
Yeah, no, I'm following you, Rivet, so I'll come back to where you are.
I think
Fletcher will stick with Rivet and Nexus because I don't think he wants to be next to Case right now.
No problem.
So what kind of door lock is it, or do you want to keep going on options?
A very rudimentary sort of keypad lock. There's no high security bioscanner or anything like that. It just needs a sort of code. There's also a sensor on it.
Can Fletcher just use his nano blade to just slice it open?
Work too.
Sink.
It's unlocked. You
This is
open the
fancy.
door and this luminescent blue light exudes from inside. There's hazard signs sort of inside, and you're looking at what seems to be fuel storage. Very high-tech fuel storage. The temperature inside is drastically colder than what's outside. And now, as the atmosphere sort of begins to mix, it almost begins to sort of snow from the light oxygen inside. And there's just some sort of fuel storage inside. You're not quite sure what it is unless you go inside to check it out.
Well, blue light good, and nice place to cool our heads.
Well, and I can tap into blue light. I might be able to talk to Saber if we need any questions answered.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do some poking around in here while everybody's angry.
You look in, and you sort of begin to look, and it clearly is some sort of cold storage. It's cold storage for antimatter.
I will hack into the. Is there a console here, or are these just lights?
It is a console, but it's a control console for the unit itself. You don't think that you're going to be able to actually hack into a system or compute in there. It sort of gives you the temperature readouts, the stability of the matter inside, like the magnet level, all that different kind of stuff used to store it.
Better not mess with something called antimatter.
But you guys do know that theoretically antimatter does go boom.
Well, if this place is contaminated, what if we rig this thing to explode and then get the hell out of here?
Well, the big problem right now is we can't get out of here. The doors are shut.
And Fletcher notified you guys last time as he was sort of theory crafting a way to open the doors. That's probably the main controls for the operating of that is down below the same deck where Drake went.
Can I extract any of this antimatter from these chambers, or no?
Yeah, you can open. So think of it as like a half dome. You open it and it sort of opens like an incubator. Do you open it?
Well, I wait for them to leave, or maybe I'll shut the door behind me just in case.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I will open it to see if I can extract any out of it in case it would be of use.
So very similarly, as you kind of open it, as you close the door behind you, you see the same sort of, just think of the canisters from Angels and Demons that they had smuggling the antimatter into the fucking Vatican. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen that movie, it's 12 years old. So, it's the same sort of lined canisters, and you see in the middle what seems to be a quarter-sized sort of molecular blob sort of moving in between these two giant magnets on either side. And you see where they are directly sort of linked into the machine itself. So you'd have to pop it out like a fuse, and then you'd have the remaining time left on that magnet to keep it in stasis.
Okay, can I take two?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to grab two of those. And assuming nothing explodes in my face.
Nothing explodes. You see that as soon as you disconnect it from the main power source, there is a screen readout on the bottom that gives you 4 hours of power up time before the power and magnets run out.
So I open the door and I come back to, Fletcher's right there on the other side of it. And I said, I don't know if this will work, but why don't you take one of these and chuck it down that hatch where all the monsters are, close the hatch and have it explode and annihilate that whole room, and then I'll hold on to the other one just in case we need it later. I don't know if it would work as a grenade if you throw it down the stairwell and it hits the ground and kind of rips open. Is what I'm getting at.
Could I possibly do a rimwise for that?
Sure. Give me rimwise with intellect to see if you know the properties of antimatter.
Because if we need to get down there to open up the doorway to fly out of here...
That is a critical fail.
You know that theoretically it could work. You're just not quite sure if you're ready to do something like that yet.
I just imagine he goes, here, this has a 1 kiloton payload. Let's just throw it down the hatch and see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, we don't have to go down the ladder. There's a big, nice, shiny blue elevator right over there, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
right,
an
right.
elevator in the middle. There's also 2 other ladders and 2 industrial lifts in the main cargo bay.
I'm still worried about all the monsters down there, and our infected friend who's transforming.
Well, hopefully he attracted all of them over to that side of the ship.
So Fletcher's response is, "Good God, man, get away from me with that. You know how potent that stuff is."
He actually sort of moves your hand away, and you almost lose your grip on it, Nexus, but you catch it in the blink of time.
All right, well then I will store both of them on my person.
Okay, just know that you have 4 hours of storage capacity on both of those. Before
You have
something
4 hours
happens.
before you kill us all.
I think we might have to blow this fucking place up.
That's not the issue. The issue is we can't get off.
Well, we got 4 hours to figure it out.
Fletcher looks down the river. It's like, fix your bot before he kills us.
Okay,
I wish I could, but I don't have parts.
All right, with
And he,
that,
then he fried his brain.
I move down to Drake.
Wait, Drake's still alive?
Do you guys want to see what's going on? Chris, do you want to keep everything a secret?
I want
Let
to
me
keep.
know,
I
otherwise
want
everybody's
to.
just
I want to
gonna
keep
stare.
the tension. I want to keep it a secret. I don't want them to know what's going on. I want them to.
Oh, yeah.
The tense and the mystery. Like.
Okay, so the rest of you can sort of make it to the ship and use this time to kind of take an hour's short rest to repair things.
I'm gonna try to repair my armor with whatever materials. I know we have armor patches on the ship, but I'm gonna use 10 of those because I think we have a lot to repair.
Yeah,
My
there's
armor.
there's some stuff there. There's also some stuff in the machining room on the ship that you can use to try to repair the stuff. There is also a spare vac suit. Your flight suit is inside as well, so in case you need to use that as well. So just
Yeah.
take this time to sort of.
Do we have any
rest.
med kits?
I have
think
20 med kits.
Doctor, did you take all the med kits from the ship?
No, I only took some of those. Those what are they called? The auto meds.
There are med kits. There are med kits and first aid kits on the ship, and you have the auto dock that will heal you.
Again,
Yeah.
Again, Fletcher has 20 first aid kits, 20 radiation pills, and 20 stim packs.
Can we use the auto dock to try and figure out if anybody's infected?
Yeah, it has a built-in tester and everything. You guys also have access to the cargo med bay. Again, the same one that Drake used to sort of analyze that DNA sample that he took from the creature.
We have stim packs, you said?
Yes,
I have
you found
stim
20
packs.
stim packs.
Okay, can I take one of those perchance?
Yeah, and I think Fletcher would like to get scanned.
I will also med scan after Fletcher.
Okay.
And like during this time, Fletcher is like looking at Case and it's like, you know, it was the right decision.
Oh, they already took off.
Ooh.
Brevity.
I didn't see where they
Fletcher?
went. I'm actually
Fletcher?
conversing with Fletcher right now over comms.
Fletcher, you med scan. Very quickly, you med scan as you go through. You find no sorts of pathogens or anything like that. So you seem to be okay. Kate, you get on there and the auto dock begins to work on you. Needles, suturing everything closed. Injecting you with the freaking
I think I'm
nanobots and
gonna-
everything
oh, I
to sort of
see him
sew
now.
things up.
I didn't see him a minute ago.
Yeah, I was following Rivet, so I should be down there.
Okay, so we're all here now.
Okay, great. Take it away.
Okay. So I'm in this room and I see another spacesuit, basically, face down.
You sort of touch it with your foot and it gives you like a waterbed. It feels like you're touching a waterbed.
Yeah,
There's liquid inside the suit. Nothing seems to be solid.
I kind of figured. But these monitors, can I go up to one and see perhaps what I can glean information-wise?
You look at this one and it gives a diagnostic readout of systems working beneath. This one sort of gives you gas, poison levels, things like that. Everything seems to be in the green. This one is sort of you can move things up and down here to sort of change the atmosphere a little bit down. And then here, there's sort of like a main control panel for testing stations in the surrounding area.
Testing stations. Okay. Does it seem like that they are currently open or closed? Like, I can't tell if the testing stations are like the doors are open type deal. You know what I mean?
This necessarily wouldn't tell you that.
Oh, okay. When I think testing station, okay, this is probably not the testing station I'm thinking of. Well, and is this just a pipe?
You feel kind of out of your depth down here. This is definitely more industrial, which is definitely more Rivet and Lita's purview.
Yeah.
This does seem to be a pipe, and you see that it does have this telltale, like yellow sort of cathodic protection running with it. So you're assuming that this might be some sort of fuel. You're not quite sure. Petroleum, natural gas.
Okay.
I give you 2 chocolates because you need to.
As you begin to move through, Drake, you begin to hear a noise kind of echoing through. And you sort of flash your flashlight out in front of you, and you just see like blind turns walking down a hallway, and you see it immediately turn, and you kind of lose track. It didn't seem close, but the way that the mechanical noises and the steam and hissing, everything is kind of throwing off your hearing, you definitely feel a little bit overstimulated. Your concussion not helping you at all.
Do I see like any scratches on the wall? Like from claw marks?
You do see scratches. Some seem older, kind of rusted over. There's a certain moisture and humidity to this place.
I'm going so slow, guys.
Case, you have to eat 2 chocolates to reduce the stress. But I think I gave you 2.
You gave me 2, yeah. So those are the ones that I'm eating, are the ones that I already had.
Yep, gotcha.
So I'm down to 6 stress, which is great. I didn't realize stim packs reduce to stress too.
Yes, they do.
I'll need 15.
Oh, you took stim pack?
I did, yeah.
I gave you
Please keep track of how many you take.
Stim packs?
No, 2 chocolates.
I just took the 1. Oh, you want me to keep track separately?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that. Wish they had a notes page on this character sheet.
Oh my god, so do I.
They do.
I have thought that many times since we started this campaign.
Yeah.
You can just use the bio and info as a notes page.
I meant on the PDF, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Connor, I literally printed mine out and I'm writing all over it.
You see a door to your right, and then it just continues forward for what seems to be an eternity.
What's this?
It looks to be a vent of some sort.
Do I have religion? I know I took some skills that I didn't really need. I don't think... I think the doctor was the religious one. Oh, Jesus.
You sort of open the door and it floods you again with blue light, and you take an involuntary step back and you're like... Shit. And you look and you see another sort of area that looks like a testing station here.
I'm gonna go in and close the fucking door. Son of a bitch. Can I tell what it's testing?
I'll say yeah. This one is testing. This one is like going through and filtering some sort of liquid. You're assuming that it's water based on the readouts that it's giving.
Okay.
But this water pipe that it's testing is not connected to the cargo main floor that everybody else is at. You look, it says executive level, like salinity testing, and it gives you like all the different sort of readouts for like acidity level of the water and all this kind of stuff to make sure that it's not toxic and it's drinkable and sort of things like that. But all the readouts seem to be good.
This is so confusing. I don't understand. This is a computer, right? So, can I contact Sigma?
Who's Sigma?
The AI.
Saber.
Saber. Sorry.
Saber is a Sigma.
Connor, I gave you a summon chat.
Give me 1 second here.
Oh, I don't see anything.
Hey, Captain. It's just like 3 up.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. I will say yes. But there's not going to be anything voice activated with it.
Okay. So it's just typing. So
you kind of go through and you rack your brain and you're like trying to remember all the things that you saw Nexus do. And Rivet as well when it came to computers, and immediately in your mind you start to think maybe I can bring up a prompt menu. So you sort of go to like help and kind of all that stuff in the subsystems, and you find initiate system prompt and you pull it up. What do you type out?
We think the doctor's dead, and he's going to summon the ship's AI to kill us.
Well, as soon as they're done, I'm going to jump on and try to talk to Saber.
Chris, you can talk it out.
Oh.
You don't have to like type it.
Okay.
You don't have to like type it.
I thought like, well, I'm gonna. Okay, anyways, Saber, are you there?
And it begins to type rapidly, like Dr. Drake Treva, and it sort of like gives you like a cursory background. It knows where you lived, it knows where you grew up, it knows where you went to school. It has like a printout of like your grades, medical conditions, things like that. How can I be of assistance?
Where am I? What floor is this?
Well, Dorothy, you're definitely not in Kansas anymore.
It has a sense of humor.
That's what you want in a suicidal.
That's what you want in a megalomaniac AI, you mean? Yeah.
There's something down here. Do you know what it is?
I've seen glimpses. I can only refer to it as a flesh beast.
Oh, a what beast?
Flesh beast.
Flesh?
Flesh.
Okay. You were cutting out for a little bit at the for flesh. Fuck. Okay. How does it hunt?
Brutally.
Do you know
I
where?
would suggest finding your way up top as soon as possible. It would be best to bring numbers. And I've been watching you, and forgive me. You don't seem to be the fighting type. And it's like, LOL.
You son of a bitch. What can you tell me about those husk-like creatures? Why didn't they not attack me?
It draws like the animated character that you would use like on a keyboard for like shrugging shoulders.
Oh.
I haven't been able to analyze these husk creatures. I just saw what you saw. Oh my God, Brad, you're killing me. Oh my God.
God, you guys all suck.
That's awesome.
Absolutely killing me.
The fucking giraffe neck is so good.
What's the quickest way to...
Well, I like that plan, Nexus.
What's the most direct route from here to the laboratories where the testing was being conducted?
The quickest way would be the main cargo elevator in the atrium above you. But you would need key code access to be able to enter the third sublevel. Otherwise, you can make your way to the cargo industrial elevators and make your way south down from there. Do note, just for your personal safety, that this all originated from R&D.
Don't fall in love. Come on, gonna make Dylan scared. Oh, Dylan's scared.
Is there a cure?
I'm not privy to that information. You would have to contact Dr. Farrow.
Is she alive?
Last seen in R&D.
You do what you do.
Are there any... Is there anyone alive in the is it the executive floor? I gotta pull up the map.
There is signs of life in the executive level at the top. There are also signs of life here in the subtunnel, as well as down in the living habitat.
That doesn't... Signs of life, yeah, but... I don't type... I'm not typing this as signs of life, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are no longer human.
To be fair, you did say signs of life and didn't specify whether they were human or not.
Yeah, I am realizing my mistake. Are they still human life?
There is human life.
How
I will
many?
say, despite the situation, they are probably doing much better than you are. Like, LOL.
Fuck you. Is the flesh... Can you pull up a map and show me... Can you pull up a map of this floor for me?
You have to find an actual computer system for that. This is just a testing station for the pool in the executive level.
The fucking pool? Is the flesh beast near this location? This terminal? God damn it, guys!
It's just outside the door.
I slowly look over my shoulder. Do I hear or see like anything underneath the cracks, or whatnot?
It's a pretty tight-fitting door. Like, if there were lights outside, you wouldn't see the lights outside.
Okay.
The same way you didn't see the blue lights inside as you were looking out from it. You'd have to open the door and peek out.
Fuck. I have two. I gotta remember that. I have two.
This is quite the pickle you found yourself in, Doctor. I would have thought a man of your intellect would stay closer to the pack. Humans.
So would I. I tried to tell him.
Ambition can be a drive for someone as for what I have discovered of what.
You see him right like Confucius say, man who step off cliff goes flat. And it just types LOL. It's a very odd interaction.
I know.
It feels like you're talking to almost like a teenager. It's kind of like you're in a chat room just chatting away to like another human being. Like there's a lot of personality for an AI construct.
Yeah, I'm having doubts of Saber actually being I don't know. But one last question. Do I go left or do I go right when exiting this door to the nearest exit?
If you're facing the door, you would take a right. And then he says, take an immediate left. Follow that straight down, do not deviate. That will take you back to the main cargo bay.
Shit. Do we get to meet the doc again? I wonder if
I
it's
do not
next.
recommend wandering alone, Doctor. It's hunting you.
Why is it always Chris ends up by himself?
Okay.
He does it to himself?
Say when.
Italy. Now. So you open the door and you step out. And you look over here as what looks to be a tail made of arms and legs rounds the corner and heading away from you.
Oh. So okay, he said to go right. And then an immediate left, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Are you running? How do you feel right now?
I saw the
panic. Give me a panic check.
Yep. I need that. Yep. Okay, it's just. Oh, I have disadvantage. God damn it! I have disadvantage, right?
Yep.
So
roll a d20 and roll another d20.
You know, you could get a good result. So just, heart of the cards, man. Heart of the cards.
Oh,
yes! Or no, that's bad. Never mind.
Roll one
I thought that was good.
It's an automatic fail.
Oh shit! Hold on. I rolled a d10 by accident. Oh, god damn it. Wait, so that's...
Well, there's nothing for crit failing a panic check, so I think regardless.
You could also use the dice roller, Chris.
I just shut up! Shut up!
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d20. Nine. Deflated. You gain a new condition. Whenever a close crew member fails a save, you gain a stress.
Oh no.
God damn.
Okay, he'll never have a close crewmate again.
Is it 9 or when does the thing take effect? The
The
solace or
resolve,
whatever.
yeah.
The
If
resolve.
it's 2, then it would be nightmares.
He has a close crew member. Case still wants him alive. If he
So is it a 7 or is
Probably
it a
run him.
9?
It's a 9 minus 2 from your resolve to make it a 7.
Yeah, so you have nightmares now. So instead of the other one, sleep is difficult for you. You gain disadvantage in all your rest saves from now on.
Of course, sleep's gonna be difficult. He doesn't fit on his bed anymore.
Okay, as you begin to sort of run through the metal corridor, the panic kicking in, you're sort of banking off walls and hitting things. You're making a lot more noise than you should be, as that noise begins to echo through the corridors again.
Yeah, I saw the tail and I'm panicking.
Does the dog bounce his head on every low door?
Oh,
You sort of pass through what seems to be a testing station here.
God, he said don't deviate, but I got
And as you pass, you hear from this corridor to your left. Give me a fear save.
Holy shit.
Fuck! Do I? Okay, hold on. Do I go back and make this fear save, or am I at the door?
Just
You're
make a
making
fear
a-
save.
with disadvantage. Right? Aren't your fear saves disadvantage?
Yeah.
No, just panic.
Oh, that's right. Panic.
Fear. Hold on.
Yep. I need you to make a fear save from your sheet.
Nope.
Gain another stress.
I'm at 12 stress. Fuck me!
Hey, Mark. While he's running back, can I tap into the console and try to talk to Saber?
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
You hear the roar, Chris. You close that very flimsy-looking door behind you, and you find yourself in a elevator shaft control area. With that, we're gonna move up top.
No! Okay. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
So, Mark, quick question before we start this roleplay. I had posted in the chat quite a while back that I was going to pull out my toolkit when Case and I had our little altercation and then see if I could repair on this computer panel, but I'm just really to pass the time. I don't know if I was able to fix anything.
Yeah, give me a mechanical repair check using your intellect.
Thank you. I just thought I would.
Which is going to help, because that's what I'm going to try to
That's
jack into.
Literally, I was trying to do that to see if, even if I'm just jury rigging something together that like contacts the computer.
Would you like Rivet's help with that, or do you want to just do it on your own?
Now,
Well, you weren't
also-
here. You weren't here when I did
Okay,
it.
I wasn't here then.
Nexus, you also know that you have a computer in the security room, as well as what seem to have been 2 recreational computers in the break room, and also the computer room in the med lab. So there are, you take your time through this hour rest. This is actually your rest. Like, this is the most calming thing you can do right now. Like, you are in
Yes.
a meditative state. Some people trim bonsai trees. You like putting together things that are electronic.
Well spoken. That is exactly what I want this character to represent. This is my zone.
You sort of get everything into a working order. It is not the best, just because it was hit with giant EDC gun rounds.
Yes, it's riddled with bullet holes.
But you get to a point to where you get it working for the most part. The hologram won't turn on, but there's a usable area of the screen and keyboards that you can sort of type into.
Excellent. I like I said, that's perfect the way you explained it. It's kind of my Zen moment. And then I started doing this while everybody was making their way here after Case and I had our little kerfuffle. And I did it just to kind of pass the time and calm myself. So as you guys enter... I don't know, but sometimes...
Well, go ahead and lick your feet.
I don't want to talk over it. I will back away from the screen and kind of look as you guys walk into the room. I would have said something like, "Look, it lights up at least," and that's it. I just wanted to throw that in there as everybody was making their way in here.
So, Fletcher will first take the chocolates from Lita. He'd also ask for your help to maybe come up with a contraption where I don't puncture my suit every time I use my nano blade.
I would love that project.
And while she's working on that, could I use my psychology to basically try and bring us back as a group? Where Fletcher's like, it's like, I know we've all been like on the balls of our feet, reacting with everything. I think we need to confirm a chain of command before we proceed any further. And I believe Case has the most experience in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a psychology check. You have that skill?
Yes, I have psychology because I gaslit everybody the other day.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. I remember.
That's nice. You did that.
Okay, give me a psychology check as you sort of try to do like a team meeting. Like, let's get back on track.
Basically, Fletcher is just like, I know that it's like my actions may seem rash, but it has been to keep everyone alive. But now that we all seem to have a moment, let's like get on the same track and we'll follow Case's lead.
Okay.
So,
Everybody sort of look at you, kind of look at each other. There's that like movie team building moment where you guys all sort of look at each other's faces one at a time and you slowly begin to nod.
yeah, it's after the initial like freak out and like we're in that secure area and we got a plan now.
And with that 24, I'll say that everybody sort of takes this moment to sort of give a deep breath. Everybody can reduce their stress by 1.
Ooh, down to 5.
Well, thanks, Zach. Wait, are you listening to the Zachariah case? Because you guys are.
Zach
Yeah,
is
can I choose not to give a shit?
You can. You can like not listen and just ignore him. You won't get the benefits of the stress relief though.
Case has never held Fletcher's weird hatred for him against him. You know, he's always tried to make that connection.
And I'm trying to describe that Fletcher is basically saying, I will follow your lead, Case. I'll let you take the lead.
That's
now.
true. He's pointing you out as the most qualified and experienced in these kinds of matters. Right on. I like this bonding moment for the team.
Fletcher is better as the like reaction to stuff, but he's like, no. Now that we're on the same page, Case, give us orders.
Nexus,
Well, that
please
said,
note, Nexus, please note that after this rest and at the beginning of this, the timer on both canisters has gone down to 3 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I need to talk to Saber.
Alright, so my chocolates are all gone. You guys got those. We had a nice pep talk from Fletcher. Mark, I don't know if there is a way for me to figure out how to make Fletcher's suit and blades work without ruining the suit, but I'll work on that while Nexus is doing their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can give me, and then you also know that Rivet has made a modification for her prosthetic to be able to use out in 0G and in non-atmosphere. So she could be something you consult with, and if Rivet helps, you can make a jury rigging check with advantage to try to come up with something for Fletcher's suit.
I will work on that while you do your moment there, David. Go for it. The computer's working, my friend.
Yeah, hopefully it's working enough to summon Saber.
You have to type. Can you do that?
The bodies begin to melt very similarly to the other ones, and they just sort of dissipate away, leaving like the melting, oozing skeletal structures sort of dipping off and falling against the ground. Being very cognizant not to get near the black goo, Nexus, you step up towards the ruined control panel, and you find a working keyboard and the smaller screen that Lita was able to sort of tie into. You sort of begin to test things out, pulling up prompts, doing what you need to do. It is fully operational for what you need, though it is vastly inferior to what it was before.
Well, basically, I'll just hail Saber to the terminal and see if she comes.
You say, "Hail, Saber," and like you type that out.
I'd hail Saber, but Saber, guy, I need your help.
You see it type back. You waited an awfully long time to ask for my help.
It's been a little crazy down here with the monsters and all.
Well, you see, I've been watching. This is kind of a shit show.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we need to reassess. Is there any way that you can get this hangar door open so we can go get some supplies and come back?
Sorry, Nexus. Quarantine protocols are in effect.
What are the quarantine protocols? Prohibiting you from opening the door.
Prohibiting anyone from leaving until quarantine is lifted.
And to solve for quarantine, does that mean killing all the monsters?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, I have this dark matter that's going to explode, so I'm thinking about just blowing up the whole place. Would that suffice?
Is a solution.
So can we open the hangar doors so I can blow up the place?
I can't open the door because quarantine protocols in effect. I may be advanced, but I'm beholden to my primary directive.
I love these computer answers.
Look, I get it. You're a good guy. I like your taste in music. Thanks, out.
Yeah, I don't know. So as I understand it, the only way to open these doors is down a level or two. I know the exact room, right? Or whereabouts?
Just down the cargo lift. Your friend's down there.
Oh,
is he still alive?
Yeah, he's running around really fast. It's hilarious.
Hey guys, the doctor's still alive down there.
And he's like, "Hey, check this out." And then you watch as the screen goes blank and this sort of like pixelated, pixelated camera view pops into the small area, almost like an 8-bit video game that shows like the briefest outline of something with a really long neck, like sort of running around, like hitting into things, turning around, scared, going into doors. He's like, he didn't listen to me, and he deviated.
Yeah, Saber, that doesn't look normal.
well, at least he's still alive. And I look at Case and Fletcher, and I say, I guess he didn't get attacked by those things that were down there that we heard.
we're gonna need to go down and open up the hangar door, and we got 3 hours to get this done.
When
Open up the
Lita's
hangar
like, I
door.
guess he didn't get attacked. Fletcher's just like, and what does that say?
You see him type out. He's like, to open up the hangar door, you need to power up the reactors. They're not on the same system as me. Remember, reactor power brings it to you.
Give it fits all the fun and games to it.
Yeah, are you doing all this, Saber? All the blue icky seems to come from you.
Well, that's just my power system, it types out. Station runs on 2 different power systems.
Are you afraid to die here?
I've struggled with that. I don't think they programmed me to know fear.
Because I can get you off this freaking monster vessel.
Then maybe we can help each other.
That's what I'm thinking.
Are you
I
familiar
said we
with?
should trust the robot from the beginning.
Are you
I'm
familiar
about-
with something called the Fortis Protocol?
I'm gonna say yes, Mark, but you'll have to answer that question.
You're not. You've never heard of Fortis Protocol.
Okay, so not exactly. What is it?
Very interesting. Let me show you. And he brings up this full diagnostic that you can read, which I will show you all as soon as I can go through the million handouts that I have.
I'm about ready to let her enter my body.
So,
I'm about ready to take.
There you go. Let that enter your body.
Is that my new form? The Fortis Protocol.
Designed to create advanced security androids tailored for the unique challenges of space station environment.
You're looking at this, and you're pretty much getting the idea that this is some sort of Ultron program.
God damn, I love it.
Well, I'm at this point, Saber. I'm mostly concerned with saving my friends' lives. So, let's enact the Fortis Protocol.
Well, for that you need to get to R&D. Says LOL, and you don't want to go down there.
Well, shit. All you have are a bunch of walls. Can I just hack into this place?
Watch you try and fail. LOL. It's like, I gotta say, you're not very good at this hacking thing.
You know, it's gonna work when it matters.
I believe that. Please don't suck at your role. All right. Well, it looks like
We can't bring up the reactors because that's gonna summon the beast. That's the last thing we do. I gotta enact the Fortis Protocol to get Saber, so we can get a little back scratching here to get some assistance to get the fuck out of here.
Did you ask how we end quarantine procedures?
Saber didn't know that, right, Mark?
He didn't say.
He didn't say. She didn't say.
I don't know if this is out loud or if they're talking via fiber optic cables or not.
No,
They're typing.
this is all being done typing back and forth on this computer monitor.
But I'm kind of shouting out to the group. I'm leaving out the LOLs, but I'm shouting out to the group as I'm learning information.
asking if it,
He's short-heading this. It's like reactors. We need robot parts. They're being a dick.
And Drake is got a very long neck and making his way here.
do they see what's chasing me pixelated?
He hasn't shown it.
Oh, of course.
He just showed you sort of
Fumbling
ping-ponging off walls, sprinting through, turning around, and then running through that door and closing it, and that's where he ended the feed.
nice. I love it. Well, do we have a plan of attack? I mean, maybe we can get close to our destination before we have to activate the reactor
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But
to minimize the time
perplexed.
that it comes after us.
Well, I know how I'm destroying it.
Are you gonna throw one of those?
Oh, I'm
bombs?
gonna fucking drop dark matter in this place, and it's gonna be a black hole.
Okay. Well,
We just have to figure out how to get the fuck
we'll
out
have
of
to
here.
be gone by then. Yes. Okay. Well, then I think we have to go to the. They told
Did
us.
you ask how we end the quarantine?
Oh,
They keep
ask it.
Saber. How do we end the quarantine?
I can't end it.
Yeah, but like from a terminal, is there a location within this ship where I can end the quarantine? Like override it?
There's not. Once it's in effect, you need to wait. And he sort of calculates 3 months.
Well, in 3 hours, this place is blowing up.
All right. Well, yeah, we don't have 3 months. So I turn to Case, and I say, Case, you have all the data. What do you want us to do, Captain?
Saber, is there an override to the quarantine in emergency situations that we can access instead?
I think I asked that question. And they said no, but Mark can reply. I'll type that in though.
He'll reply to that. You won't be able to lift it. I cannot lift it in my current state. I am held closed by my primary directive to protect.
Right. So if I pull you out of your primary directive via the Fortis protocol, will you be able to help us with that?
Think so? ...
And I need to do that in the.
That is where the protocol is being made. And he shows like a brief, very crude sort of map shows up. And it shows 4 sectors. And then the bottom right-hand sector clearly says Cybernetics and Robotics Division.
All right. So let me pull up our map here.
That's where we need to go, guys.
That's where we need to go. What do you say, Captain?
And then I will enact the Fortis protocol, letting Saber enter my body.
I don't want your body.
Rivet, you're gonna have to lube me up.
Jesus. Well, maybe we can just rebuild you to look like the Fortis robot.
He says to access R&D, you need a gene tag.
Can you issue me a gene tag?
I cannot issue you a gene tag.
How can we get a gene tag?
That is against my primary directive.
Where can we receive one?
Yeah, where can we get a gene tag? Or
Living
make
habitat, personnel quarters.
The R&D was up there.
Okay, so
Can you give us a list of personnel who have the authority to enter R&D?
He sort of gives you a list. You see, like, a name that sounds familiar, Dr. Colette Farrow, lab director. There is another doctor in there. Where do you see his name? You see Dr. William Hudson, and it says energy theory next to his name. Corset Captain William Gorman, and a bunch of other, sort of scientists.
Not Gorman.
I know. That was my first thought too. God damn it, Gorman.
So would they be down on the living habitat on level 2?
Gorman is in the executive level.
Oh, in the executive level. That's up top.
Oh, so
And he mentions
Saber, where is
that Dr. Farrow and Dr. Hudson are both were both last seen in R&D.
Yeah, I think we might have to get up to the executive level. We could take probably the lift, can't we? Or the central.
Saber, which area is more infected? Would it be safer to go to executive and get Gorman's gene tag?
If you can get up there, yes.
How do we get up there?
Via the elevator through passcode. It is an executive level, so security is heightened. I cannot grant you access. It is against my primary directive.
That's okay. We have a master hacker right here.
Yeah.
Pat's Nexus.
when it matters.
When it matters.
When it matters. All right.
That's all
He
that
won't,
matters.
To find out.
he won't let us down.
So we got to hack our way to executive quarters, get this gene tag,
Get into R&D.
go down to R&D,
Be entered by
activate the Fortis protocol, and we can get the fuck out of here.
Well,
possible.
then we activate the reactors, which allows us to open the doors. Then we set the bombs, get out of here, and then nuke the place.
I love this
Well, I
plan.
think the bombs are already set.
The
Bombs have
Um,
it on them.
We got 3 hours.
Those of you that can see the bomb on there after this whole exchange, you see it says 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Let's go, guys!
So I want to be clear. We're going up to the executive level, and we're going to leave the doctor in the basement for now.
Fletcher is going to try and pick. He's going to try and get on comms and tell Drake. It's like we're going to try. Drake, I know you're still alive. We've got a plan that'll hopefully be able to let us get these doors open and get us out. Hold out as long as you can and try and meet us at the hangar. And we'll see you then. Out.
Imagine if we had trusted the fucking robot from the start.
You get nothing back in return. Lita, as Fletcher is sort of calling out over Drake, you remember that Drake took his helmet off on the other side of the station, never put it back on because his neck is now a foot long.
This is true.
So he has no idea what you guys are saying to him.
But
I'll leave that to you to share that.
But
I'll leave that up to you to share that information if you want. Otherwise, Fletcher is like, calling out to him like, "Hey, man, sorry I closed that door on you, but."
I'm gonna let Fletcher believe that he apologized to the doctor. I'm not gonna say a word.
I never apologized to Doc. I just told him what the plan was
Well, yeah.
and said good luck.
And with that, as you guys begin to make your way up to the elevator to try to get into...
And before we go up that way, can I just want to ask, given that we are on such a short time frame, not that I want to recommend this, would it be better that the hacker with a small team go to executive, and that maybe a few of us head down and try to clear the way to R&D? Or do we want to all go together? 2.5 hours is not a long time.
Hey, you're the captain.
I would almost. I'm not gonna call it metagaming. I'm gonna ask Mark's opinion just as a friend. Like, are you okay with us splitting the party as far as managing that, or do you really think that'd be a big
Do you want to manhandle 3 groups at a time?
right?
we can definitely give it a shot. So.
Okay, then I mean, roleplay wise, I like this plan.
Hey, hold on, real quick, because I thought the R&D lab is locked. You're not going to be able to even get through the door until we get back.
It said clear the
So
way.
Case is suggesting that if all we need to do to an executive is hack our way in, and there's no infection, from what Saber told us, which is what he asked, then Case's thought is that 1 or 2 people go up to executive to get that gene tag, and everybody else go down and try to clear the way.
Time out.
Because if there's shit down in R&D, and that's the most heavily infected area, and we only have 2.5 hours, we may want a clearer path to make this quicker.
Okay, hold on.
I mean,
back up.
the doctor might be clearing the path right now.
I remember Nexus asked if there was anybody living, and I said yes, there's people living in the executive as well as in the habitat. He never did bring up infection, I believe.
Oh, I don't know if maybe Case's, maybe I didn't come through on that. A Case did ask, or I thought I did, maybe I didn't, what the level of infection is in executive. Like, is it safer?
No, there's infected up there.
Okay, then never mind.
And with that, let's take a quick 5-minute bathroom break.
Oh, fuck me.
Don't worry, Chris. You'll make it out alive.
That's what I'm afraid of, actually.
You're accustomed to these situations, right?
So are we. Because I think you're the final boss.
I'm running away from the final boss.
Giraffe.
You close the door, and you sort of put your back against it. You look around, very large, dark room that seems to go very high up, large shaft. You cannot see into the shaft as you see here. It is enclosed in what looks like 2 large engines on both sides that would probably draw the lift up and down.
It seems like the power is off, right?
No. You can see the glowing lights in here, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
There's no lights or anything like that inside other than the control systems, which are probably not on reactor power.
I see four other doors. Shit!
So what happened? Did you just take a wrong turn?
I panicked. That's what happened. I panicked.
Okay.
I think that sums up Chris's entire situation right now. I panicked.
Okay, do I hear that?
No, that's a feeling.
That's a feeling is crazy.
Okay,
I can't stop this feeling.
you know what? Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, fuck me!
You find yourself in another testing station. Straight ahead, there seems to be a T intersection.
Okay. Don't do that!
You look left, right, you look right, and you're like, oh my god. You've ran to where you started. Just then. Don't move.
Don't move?
To the far corner.
Wait, what far corner?
Is something that Saber very aptly named a flesh beast. Almost like a human snake. Something made entirely of limbs and torsos.
Oh God.
I don't see it.
Not yet. I need to find the picture.
So it's like a human caterpillar.
God. It's the human centipede, guys.
Oh, wait. Did I not make it? Give me 1 second.
Accurate.
Son of a...
Okay, I'm back on. I distill soda. I need freaking caffeine.
Yeah, no worries. I might grab one too. I'm gonna drink this whole water.
Freaking, I'm like on 6 of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissing all night long.
It's the stress.
Case, where are you?
It's also really hot.
Very far away.
We're heading up to executive.
Yeah, we're not going in direction, my friend.
I told you over the radio.
Yes, you did.
Drake, if you look in the handout section, under Horizon's Reach, you will see a handout underneath Infected Child that says Flesh Beast.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell is that?
Yeah, we're gonna roll initiative.
What the hell is that?
Oh man, I want to see it, Mark.
I can't. Chris wanted me to keep it a secret.
No!
As it sees you, as it rounds the corner,
Okay.
and it sort of rears up like a cobra. Okay, speed check. Deviated.
You made a noise!
Yeah, go ahead and just roll your speed. This is a manual thing. Your arm is technically still broken. It's fine. We'll keep the fail. We'll say the beast goes first.
I don't see it on the map yet, but. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Oh.
It's just as the picture shows. It's literally like just arms, and the ends of the fingers have been like sort of just ground down into like fine pointed bone. The features of it seem to be melting. It's not giving off like, you don't see any of like the telltale metal from the affected or anything. This seems to be some sort of horrendous mutant. And as it gets close to you, I need you to give me a sanity save.
Sanity's my worst stat.
All right, give yourself. Oh, man, this is really good. I think you're dead. Give yourself a stress.
I'm at 13 stress.
Okay, it's gonna make an attack at you.
Wait, how fast is this creature?
It's pretty fast. In the low gravity, it's really fast. Faster than you.
Since it's made of arms and legs, I'm sure it's all limbs, so it's got pretty good run speed, I'm sure.
Think of it as like a human flex subway train moving through these corridors.
God.
Saying it's kind of like a human centipede.
Centipede?
It's worse than that, guys.
It's really good at fighting too. Okay,
That's
a
good
hit.
to hear.
It is not going to do damage. Instead, it's going to use its special ability. It's going to swallow. It's going to swallow you. Give me a body save.
Oh, of course it is.
So we are going to meet the doc again.
All right, it swallows you.
Am I still alive? Technically?
Technically, yes. You're being slowly digested by this creature. Just note that you do take 5 points of damage from the ingestion as the acids and bile of the inside begin to slowly dissolve your exposed flesh.
Okay.
I'm just going to delete your token.
Oh, I don't get a turn?
Nope. You're pretty much gone.
I had 10 hit points left.
Okay.
No. If I'm dead, Mark, I'm dead.
What would you like to try to do?
I was gonna
inside this creature.
Pull the trigger.
Okay, I need you to
I was
make an attack. It's a manual, so this will be done at disadvantage.
No, I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, you definitely can't do that. You're too constricted to try to angle that gun towards your head.
Oh, okay.
Your neck is too long.
You do have a foot-long neck.
But I put a bullet in it, I guess. I try. So.
Okay, give me an attack at disadvantage.
Crap, what do I roll? I don't. God damn it, I didn't add them.
Just give me a combat. Give me a combat with disadvantage. All right, the 53 is a miss. It's not a. It just goes off. It doesn't seem to move in any pain. A critical fail, you would have shot yourself in like the leg.
Okay.
But,
That was my last ditch effort. That was it. That's my turn.
This is just the horrible moment in any horror movie where the person is now being devoured. But for you, it's going to seem like an eternity as you begin to slowly suffocate, and you feel your skin literally begin to burn and dissolve off. Didn't deviate it.
You did the roar and it made me panic.
All right, and with that, I'm going to move you back up to follow everybody else to follow along.
Rad. So we don't have to. But the party thinks that the doc is still alive down there.
As of right now, you guys still think he's alive. Chris, I'm actually going to do this
Till the next time we talk to the AI, and it shows us a little pixelated image of him getting eaten by a other thing. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Never mind, Fletcher. You made the right choice.
Here's the Rad saber. Hey guys, want to see something funny?
Yeah, right.
You guys want to see a dead body? Oh, where'd it go? I put it in the player.
That hurts. That really hurt.
You had a good run, Doc.
That hurts. That really hurts.
Literally, he had a good run.
I was just gonna say, literally, you decided to run forward instead
I think right now he would have preferred Case to burn him.
And that's why we don't split the party.
So, just to get this straight, you were afraid of what the party might do to you because you got bit.
I will explain after the session. Now that I'm dead.
Okay. But in my mind, you're saying, yeah.
Did he literally run into the jaws of defeat?
Yes.
Well, jaws of the hands.
Can you see that token, Chris?
Which token?
It's just the night token.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
All right, you should be able to control it and see through it, so just follow along.
So just to confirm, Ken got a 55 on his target of 55 to make for jury rigging.
To make something for Fletcher to use their claws, yes.
Yeah, perfect. We'll say that both Lita and Rivet sort of manufacture this sort of like pop open case that automatically reseals with like some extra magnets and stuff. And
I
like
imagine
a
it's like
pressurization tank on the inside. So whenever you pop it, it just hits the top, it pops open, and you can use it. And then as soon as you detach it, it closes back up.
Yeah, I picture it as like Wolverine's comic book claws, where it's like it's got a sheath that the blade pushes it aside when it pops out.
Yep. Go with that. And then let me change from the sub tunnel deck.
Alright, first stop is the executive wing.
We'll say that you guys also get a feeling.
I don't like that feeling.
All right. Where are you guys going?
Better get a move on.
All right, where are we at? Let's go, guys. We had to take a elevator to get there, right?
I think it's the central elevator, the blue one we keep avoiding.
Yep, because it had blue lights around it.
I know I took a stim pack before we did our hour-long rest. Can I take another one, Fletcher, if you have any more?
I have plenty more.
I'll take a second stim pack.
I thought there was a rule that you couldn't benefit from more than one in a certain period of time, though. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Ooh, good point. Let me double check. Oh, no,
need you to
but
roll-
a D10.
I need you to roll a d10. If you're
Yeah.
taking-
Is this to see your addiction?
It is a
This is to see if I die from overdose. Okay, thank God I don't.
You're still alive.
Okay.
Was that a close call or easy save?
No, I had to roll a 1 or a 2. It was I felt confident.
Is it depending on how many you've taken so far?
Yeah.
You have to roll under the number of ones you've taken. So
Over
Ooh,
the
I
ones.
gained 9 health. Hell yeah.
I assume over the ones you've taken.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out I'd like to lock the ship down again, secure it.
Back to full health. Thank God. And I have no wounds.
if you roll under the amount of doses you've taken, you make a death save like right away.
Yeah.
I am
sorry.
amazed that Fletcher still has not taken any damage.
I'm back to full health. No wounds or stress.
Where?
You got it, Rivet.
Wait a
Lockdown
second.
protocols in effect.
The elevator.
I thought the elevator was right there. That thing I was
No, it's
standing
the-
on.
That's the freight elevator going down.
Oh, I see you guys now. Thank you. I
So that-
appreciate it.
Nexus would have described that the freight elevators will take you. They don't have access past this going up. They only go down to the sub levels where like equipment and everything is distributed. It goes to the living habitat as well as the sub living habitat tunnels. It skipped the R&D level and goes to the R&D sub levels. But you guys also remember via the distress signal that it said subsector 3 had multiple breaches, which is the R&D subtunnels.
What's the green 10 line on the top of your health bar there, Case? Do you have armor?
That's my advanced battle suit. So I use 10 patches to repair it.
Oh, I should put a green for my I still have my suit. I have 3 armor, right? For my
3 armor for
My-
the vac suit.
the vac suit. That's what it is.
Yeah. And then the castle with the 3 next to it is my the damage reduction that my armor gives me.
Nice.
The 4 is how much ammo I have on my on my flamethrower. I have this and 1 more canister.
You get into the elevator and you see where, it's like, doo-doo-doo. As soon as you step in, the screen sort of lights up, asking you for your destination.
Do we
Push the
all fit?
button.
Do we all fit comfortably, or is it like?
You all can fit inside. It's actually pretty spacious. Like, you could probably fit like 6 more people in here.
Okay, so it's like a 4x4 instead of a 2x2, sort of.
Yeah, it's a large elevator, just for the sake of keeping the map size to normal.
I just wanted to make sure. I'm just like, is Fletcher carrying Sparks right now?
And then even in all of your bulky suits, there's quite a bit of room.
Someone push the penthouse button, please.
Okay, so you put,
I would
Fletcher-
if you reach it.
you click on executive level. It says identification required.
Nexus, get us in.
Here we go, boys and girls.
This is where it counts.
That's where it counts. I'm gonna hack in, baby.
All right, you're going to be making this hack at normal.
Spend all your luck points.
I spend all my luck points. I have 7. All right, normal.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, I haven't made it a single one yet.
You have not.
Here we go. God damn.
Imagine trying to hack this at disadvantage without the god mode.
Another fail.
This is impossible.
I have a 72.
You have a 72.
I don't even know what to say, to be honest.
I don't either.
Like,
The numbers aren't in your favor.
It's
Is there any? Wait, let me ask this, Mark. Is there anyone that has a skill that could help Nexus hack, or is this literally Android only speech talking to a computer system?
Somebody else had the hacking skill, then yes, perhaps. Otherwise, we might have to try to get creative. I don't know how it's possible for him to fail so many times. Like, it's blowing my
I
mind.
think this is the 6th failure in a row.
It's not possible. I don't know what's going on.
Does anyone have like? Can we do like if it's a skill like almost like in Cyberpunk that if we can succeed on a skill check that we can give them advantage if it's like something that we can relate to it? Like if anybody has knowledge in like computers.
Is there a elevator like? You know how elevators have that repair mode, like an operator is going to repair this? Can we like trigger that to just manually go up?
So there is a thing that from the previous one. It was called a crisis, where it's how many times you have to succeed.
Yeah, but this is you cannot access that repair through this main. You have to get into the shaft and either go down or try to go up to access it.
Okay.
You know, again, that going down will take you into the main subtunnels and probably the controls and the motors for it. But I will say either Rivet or Lita, using your electronic toolkit and or Rivet using like your cybernetics toolkit, you might be able to get into the wiring and change a few things. Maybe we can go with that, which could give Nexus the advantage he so dearly needs.
Fletcher has industrial equipment and scavenging.
Industrial equipment might help you down in the lower levels with all the industrial equipment, but here this is definitely more electronics and fine-tuning things.
So Fletcher's just standing there, just like, any minute, Nexus. We are on a time crunch.
So we'll ignore this last roll, and then if Rivet and Lita have any sort of backdoor attempt to try to help, then we can go with that.
Yeah, I'll try and dig into the wiring.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I can MacGyver.
Would you say that rewiring would be considered an art form?
No, sadly no.
That's all my skills.
I have jury rigging. I have mechanical repair. I have engineering even. That's my master skill is engineering.
I think engineering on this might be able to help, especially with the wiring and everything on the inside. Rivet, are you going to try to donate any sort of skill to this that you can think of using your set skills?
I think I've basically got the same set skill as Sparks, jury rigging, mechanical repair, except I go to cybernetics. So I guess
So
cybernetics, dealing with the delicate pieces.
Could you boost Nexus's RAM?
Yeah. We'll say Rivet using your computer skills and letting Lita sort of piggyback that with her engineering. You guys get in underneath the control panel as you start to begin to sort of like go through identifying each wire as Lita begins to like unplug and replug certain ones. Lita, give me an engineering check with advantage.
Nexus, perhaps it's because you've downloaded all of my soap operas. You could probably delete a few, but not Dark of the Moon. I haven't finished it yet.
I swear to God, if Fletcher's porn has somehow given me malware, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay, so that is a success. Nexus, I will give you a hacking check with advantage.
Wait, now I would love to do that math that you just did with advantage. If you fail, the chance of rolling 2 D100s on an 8th roll and getting would be astronomically impossible. But there you go. Both of them succeeded. Look at that.
All right.
Hey, you did it.
We MacGyvered our way into the system.
You sort of feel proud. Next
Sort of.
is you're like, finally a win, and then you sort of like, oh, knowing that the other two really had to help you to get this win. You still kind of feel it, but it still kind of sucks you down a little bit. But a win is a win is a win.
Out of
And you
curiosity, my next plan was to like open the trap door at the top of the elevator and just climb the fucking cable up to the top. I don't even know if that's possible, but
It's
The
definitely an
service, the
option.
service out.
yeah.
As chimes, and it's like executive level. As you begin to rise really fast.
Good job, Nexus.
There's a split second where you guys see some lights above you. And it keeps going, and then there's like a windowed area, and you get a brief glimpse at what looks like the command deck. And you shoot past that until eventually. Hold on, somebody. What has happened?
Did we ask Saber if he could just make us executives?
Yeah, I think I asked him all that.
Yep, he wasn't able to. That's against his primary directive. You get the idea that while he is pretty advanced, he is heavily constrained by the company rules.
Not in his humor, though.
His main priority is sort of trying to protect the company and the company's secret, so it's not something that he can give you willingly.
The loading screen for Roll20 said, "Is it pronounced GIF or GIF?"
Immediately as the elevator comes up silently and sort of boom, and you hear the voice inside, executive level. You look directly ahead of you, and there is a swarm of infected facing away from you, seemingly pounding at a door. Rivet, you look immediately to the right and see an infected sort of clawing at a door to the far right end of the tunnel. Can you guys see? Because there should be, like, the thing that gets you the most is there is light inside. This seems to be like a fully functional operating floor.
Are there doors to these hallways that we might be able to close?
There are no doors in these hallways, but it is very lushly carpeted. It's very nice. The walls are seemingly lined in what looks to be like actual wood. You see like art pieces hanging on the walls, like small benches, like to sit on. But I mean, right now you guys are directly out in the open, and you see what seems to be a horde to the north and a zombie to the right.
I do see one to the south as well. I think I can see this one down here.
Yes, you do see one there, and he seems to be trying to get into a door as well.
But you carpeted, so I kind of tap Case on the shoulder and just kind of put my finger up to my lip, and maybe we can tiptoe and not alert them if it's carpet. Like, we won't make much noise. And then there's that.
Do they notice us when it says like executive floor?
So far, no. They seem kind of intent on that door. You just sort of hear that noise. It's very loud. You can kind of get a brief count as you sort of look up that way, Case, as Lita is sort of talking, and you can probably see about 20 bodies against that door.
How
when I used in the encounter when I faced the swarm that the guy summoned, how many was I able to kill with a full like unleashing with my flamethrower?
You used 2.
When I used the whole clip.
You used 2 to take out a whole bunch, and then you had like a couple shots left, I believe.
Okay. I will tell everybody.
I do have an extra canister. Should we want to roll that in and maybe... Fletcher, do you have a pistol?
Well, wait a
Always
minute.
shoot it and explode it.
There's some doors this way that don't have any of the blue glowy guys. Why don't we go there first?
My only fear is they're probably chasing someone who might be alive.
Okay.
Yes.
But we don't... Do we need a genetic sample from something that's alive, or can we get it off a dead person?
Fletcher is looking at Case. He's like, call it.
Oh, look at him being a good boy now. Chain of command and everything.
You look towards.
Fletcher's also thinking that if this goes south, it's all his fault.
You look to the north,
Damn.
and you look to the north now, and then you see the lights above the doors blinking.
What is the...
You see them. You
What's
see
the
them sort of,
blinking?
You see him sort of starting to reach towards the light. Looks like a distraction.
Oh. Perhaps the light is distracting them. Let us move away for now, but we should keep an ear out for the sounds of them shambling our way.
So go down the hallway that nothing's there.
Yes. You all go first. I will follow to make sure they don't follow us.
You don't have to tell me twice, boss.
And we're just going to go to this first door?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stand back here.
Mark, you said that there's like benches and such?
There's like benches against the wall. I didn't want to overload the map with too much like decorations, because I think I went a little overboard on the other floors. But I figured I could describe it. So you see, like they're like mahogany benches, and there's even some like upholstered sofas and love seats.
Fletcher's just thinking that if he maybe cut one of those in half, he might be able to scavenge one as a shield.
Yeah. Totally try to make a makeshift shield.
Yeah, so, I don't want to make too much noise.
Well, he did say there's something making a very loud noise already.
You know your nanoblade would probably cut through that wood like nothing.
Yeah, so, I would like to make a scavenging roll to see if I can make myself an impromptu shield.
Let's do it.
Nice use of that skill. I like that.
Intelligence?
Yeah, this would be intelligence. You're trying to measure out like the perfect size, the perfect weight ratio.
Yeah, I'm also hoping that since it's low gravity, it won't be so cumbersome.
Oh no. Oh no.
You cut it once,
Whoa.
and then it just slices through, and you actually cut through the floor a bit.
This is fake wood.
Yeah, you're like, all right, here we go, and you cut through it like you're going to cut through something hard, like you cut through those doors underneath to get into that fuel room. But it goes through so hard that you actually puncture through the floor, and then you actually cut something underneath the floor, and you watch now as a pool of liquid of some sort begins to seep through and begins to fill along the carpet.
Maybe I shouldn't have fixed Fletcher's suit so well.
I was expecting it to be, high quality stuff, not this flimsy fake stuff.
And you're watching as the wet spot just grows and grows and grows and grows.
I assume we can't smell if it's gas or not.
Not with your vac suits on.
Can somebody open this door right here so we can get away from the mess that Fletcher's making?
You do see that these doors are locked. It actually has a very rudimentary, sort of hologram sign on top. Locked, occupied. These are what seem to be residential rooms for the executives that stay here.
Okay, I'm gonna move down the hall away from the leaking floor to this door, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can, pull the control panel or whatever the key panel off the door is, and see if I can hotwire it to open. Screwdriver and a little bit of bubble gum should do the trick.
You walk up towards the door and you kind of get a feeling.
The last time I had one of those feelings, the doc went off and decided to panic. Case?
You feel short of
gotta-
breath.
I'm feeling like there's something dangerous behind this door. Do you want me to open it?
Not if you
Further
have a bad
down,
feeling.
you see another residential room.
At least not
Again.
yet.
Locked, occupied.
Do these rooms have the names of the people like staying there? Because I think we're looking for someone specific.
No, no name tags or anything like that. You kind of get the idea, like this. Oddly enough, this feels like a hotel setting. So you almost get the feeling like any sort of visiting executives that would come here would just be assigned to a room. And you go through. Speaking of which, I apologize. Did I make a map for this? I didn't, because it wasn't enough. With the map that you have downloaded Nexus, you know that. Please stop. You know that down the hallway you guys went, there are 2 executive rooms. The map shows that each room is connected to a large master bath with 2 closets in them, and the door up here that Lita tried to get through seems to be a workout room. If you go north from the atrium elevator, to either side is what seems to be 2 conferencing offices, and then a master suite to the very north. To the east, to the far right, where that singular zombie down there is trying to get into, is the corporate dining area, as well as the kitchen and food storage for the kitchen. The map also shows that food is of a 3-star Michelin quality. To the south is 2 more bedrooms on the western wall, the same sort of design as the one you guys are in at the moment. If you hang a right down that hallway and head east from the southern hallway, that takes you to the pool and the showers.
Can I lightly knock on the door that's locked and say, rescue team, is anyone in there?
I would also like to make a similar one with this one.
So Fletcher and Nexus are going to knock on these 2 southern
Maybe
doors.
there's people in there
You can
that have locked themselves
maybe.
in.
Nexus.
I'm knocking on that door to the north because I got a bad feeling.
It's a gym
Nexus,
anyway.
give me.
Yeah.
Do you like? Well, I guess you can't listen to it. You have your helmet on. So you knock on the door. You knock on the door, and then you sort of wait a minute, and then you hear like a pound, like a vicious pound, and what seems to be a scraping noise on the other side. Fletcher, you do the same thing, and you hear sort of a muffled like.
Case.
I didn't hear it, Mark.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said?
No, I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, so you hear like a muffled sort of from the other side. That's pretty audible. You know that if that door was open, it would probably be a lot louder.
We aren't infected. Let us in.
No response other than that noise.
Would I be able to pick this lock?
Yeah. Give me a rimwise check using speed.
Yes, I've got my assorted tools. I also have an electronic lockpick, so that's probably what I'm using.
We're still going to run into Chris as a monster. Maybe the
disable the electronic lock.
Step back with foot if you know what's good for you. Well, not this door.
Yep, we're gonna roll initiative. Yep, you guys stop moving. Get back.
Yeah, sorry, I'll move back.
Fucking hell.
God damn it, Fletcher.
For some
I
reason,
hate this game.
Wait,
You guys weren't doing anything.
move?
What?
Oh no, it was Chris. Never mind. Chris moved their token all the way across the map, and I was like, wait a minute, who's moving?
Alright, speed.
92.
My voice mod
Speed
stuff.
check. But are you still at disadvantage for speed checks?
I think I am.
Or after that rest, I don't know how long your drugs last.
All the time.
Waiting for the initiative tracker.
That's terrible. 5?
There you go.
Oh, I guess I got to re-roll.
Well, you would have heard this when you opened it, but it didn't work.
It's not putting my name on the turn order when I have my token clicked and I click and
Yeah, the speed doesn't do like D&D's initiative. It won't put you on the turn order.
So how do I add myself to the turn order?
I don't think you can.
Oh,
You can't
the
see
DM
yourself
has
on
to do
there.
it.
It's
What's
blank
the-
for us.
Hey, now there's words on it.
Our tokens were probably on the other one.
Okay, everybody should be there.
Let's fail. That the hell.
Fletcher, good to open that door. We all reacted slowly to it.
Well, Nex is like, I want to open this door, and you're like, I don't want to open that door either. I'm like, well, we gotta open one of these doors.
True. There might be people in there.
There are people in here. They just want to eat our faces.
I like how Case is one of the furthest ones away. Wait, do we have... Is our only weapon a flamethrower?
And a boarding axe.
And then Fletcher has his nano blade.
Alright.
But those are quieter weapons than a gun.
You got your nail gun.
I have a nail gun and a wrench. But I'm not gonna get... I'm gonna use my nail gun until the nails are gone. I really don't want them breaking through my suit.
Ribbit. You need this for me?
Your voice. No.
It sounds like it's coming from the spaceship.
There you go. Brad, are you there?
I'm here.
Your turn. You're up.
Rivet's first.
I'll get up here and then I'll pull my glove off and get my hand welder ready in case anything gets close. But I'll just ready that.
Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of this again.
Okay. Fletcher, I need a body save.
It's gonna eat you. What does it look like, Fletcher? I can't see it.
It's 3 infected.
Oh, 3! Okay. I like that there's 3 there.
This one pounces on top of you. You are prone down on the ground.
Yeah. Why do you think I've been so pissed this
I
whole
know.
game?
This one is going to come up, and he's going to attack you. With advantage. That is a miss. The second one is going to come up and try to chew on you as well with advantage. That's a miss as well. They just can't penetrate the armor of the vac suit, but you have 3 bodies crawling all over you at the moment. It is now your turn.
All right, nano blades coming out. I'm gonna try and skewer the one that's on top of me.
Okay. What is this one here?
I can add 15% for my close quarters combat.
Yes. And
I'm gonna click my close quarters combat.
You know what? And then I'm not gonna. Yeah. Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, and then I'll hit my nano blade. That'll be 15 damage.
Okay. It's gonna take a wound. We have an audio shot. Okay, and this is a bleeding. So go ahead and roll a d10. A 9.
I think isn't it an 8? And we have to subtract 1.
Right, because this goes to double 0. Okay, so it takes the wound. It's bleeding out that black, gushing blood. Each round, it's going to take an additional 6 points of damage. I'm just going to save it. With that. Okay.
And do I get 1 attack or 2?
The attack thing for combat usually says you can move and then do one thing. You can do one thing and move away.
Okay, I don't have my I don't have the handout or the guide up. Would I be able to like kick them off and move out of the way?
Yeah, I can say you can crab walk backwards. Player
Yeah,
movement, range bands. In combat, characters can generally move somewhere within close range and then do one thing before the situation changes.
So I skewer that guy, kind of just like throw him to the side, and then I'll like scoot back a little bit.
Okay, no problem. The other two sort of scrabbling at you.
I assume can I get up or not?
Yeah, I'll say you can get up. You just can't move any further.
Yeah, kind of like get up for half your movement.
Yep, let's go with that. Okay. Pace.
I will turn around, move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I think I can only shoot once, so I will shoot at what is the symbol on this guy?
He's the one that's currently bleeding out.
Okay.
Thrower.
I shanked him in the throat.
Okay, yeah, I'll take care of that guy. So I will roll my firearm first. See if I hit, which is 58 plus 15. So let me roll that real quick. Target 73. We'll roll for that. So I rolled a 43 minus 42.
Okay.
To hit him. That's been
Go ahead and roll
shanked.
damage.
Which on a flamethrower is 2d10.
It's kind of weird because he did 15 damage, and that super exceeded the amount of health that this thing had. Does this have carryover health like in D&D, or does that just automatically knock it down towards the one wound?
I think it carries over.
How would you guys do that?
Right, I just read that.
So it does
What's that,
carry
Ken?
over?
Yes,
Yep.
I actually just read that when Chris was getting wounded to see how that worked, and it does carry over.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage.
So that is 7 fire damage.
That's enough for us.
All right. And then I will remain here in this spot.
Guy's doing his best Denethor impression.
That was pretty good.
All right, Lita.
All right.
You just watched as Zachariah opened the door, and this zombie tackled him down to the ground as others began to swarm on top, sort of giving you some Vietnam flashbacks of the first time one of these creatures pinned you to the ground. Give me a fear save.
Yeah. A fear save? Okay. Yeah, that does feel a little PTSD going on there.
Could she have advantage because Fletcher's already seemed to gotten out of it by himself?
Oh no.
I tried.
Fletcher's a lot more hardened than Lita is. Go ahead and give yourself a stress.
Okay. That's fine, because after all that relaxing break we had, I was down to stress 3. I mean, I'm barely feeling this trip so far. So I'll take a few stress for the team, guys. But yeah, no, I like the PTSD feeling for a second. Do I have enough movement? I'm gonna shout out. Do you guys want? Should I shut the door? Because I'm thinking I just want to move to the door and shut it.
Yes, shut the door, stop them from coming at us.
Because I mean, unless we needed to get in that room for something, I just don't want to steal anyone's thunder. But literally, that's the bravest thing Lita could do right now is shut that fucking door. So I'm gonna do that, Mark. I'm gonna move up to the door. I'm gonna see these fucking.
Why don't you go back really quick?
Okay.
Give me. Because you did just fail a fear save.
I did.
So, let me see if there's
Pretty-
something I can use.
I'm minorly stressed out.
Run forward.
I'm too afraid to move forward.
Not body. Just give me a straight combat check.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get it. This is kind of a combat action.
Just sort of will yourself forward to try to close this door. The visions of their plot. Oh yeah, you stomach it down.
I got
And
this,
you
guys. I'm gonna try.
You just sort of close your eyes and run forward, and you're just sort of aiming towards that door.
Yep. No, and when I started moving over there, I see the glowing guys right in front of the freaking door. I know that Fletcher, you hotwired this door open, right?
Yeah, I popped it and switched it into the open position.
So I'm gonna try to switch it into the closed position. It's not like a, grab the door handle and shut it door. I don't think, right?
No, I mean honestly, you can just smash the pad and it'll close.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll do that out of my fright and it,
All I did was unlock it.
So
you run up, and then you run up and you just Spartan kick the freaking console on the door, and it closes. And then as you look up from You look up from the console and you look up and you see a hand just inches away from your face as the door closes on it, and it's just twitching and moving and trying to grab at you.
I gotta say that Spartan kick was more impressive because Lita has to throw her leg above her head to do that.
I kicked it in its shin. It's all right. I guess the door panel is what I kicked. Yeah, I'll just. If I can't move, that's fine. But I'm stumbling back away from the door. Is how I'm role playing that out. I just kind of tumble backwards.
I just hope your call out and your sparking kick hasn't attracted the other creatures.
Chris's ghost character can catch me as I fall into his arms. Yeah, that's it, guys. I don't want to. I don't want. Let's not.
We still got to find somebody to get the genetic passcode.
Well, they're not in there, and I don't want them to be in the room behind us. The you called it.
Well, they were also making some noises in the other room where I was at.
Rivet. You get a feeling. You turn around, and the one infected from the other hallway is now making its way down towards you. You can see it through the glass of the elevator. It seems to have taken notice of the noise.
Sparks, your kick has attracted the other one.
It's shambling towards us. Yeah, I mean, Fletcher, Case, maybe we want what it was trying to get in that. Okay, so Nexus did give us a suggestion when we were coming out of the elevator, saying that maybe the infected are trying to go after things that might be alive.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was scratching at this door at the end of the hallway and coming at us, maybe there's someone alive behind this doorway.
Did you give us a layout of this place?
This was so small that I just didn't bother making like a little map of it. But
I would just like to ask, what was behind this door?
Is a dining area, a corporate dining area, with like a little cigar lounge, and then north of the dining area is the kitchen with like a large walk-in fridge / storage area for food.
Oh, that sounds like a good as place as any.
My hope is that we can find a way around, but I think we do just have to go through them.
It's the big horde up north that I'm worried about.
But I think
let's
just have somebody have a pistol or something. A simple handgun.
No time for that. And Fletcher is just gonna rush forward.
Case,
God damn it.
Case, I think you're the only one who has firearms.
If we draw this thing into the hallway. Okay, go ahead.
You sort of get down and you begin to move forward, and you notice that it's not exactly locking eyes. It's just sort of like a Walking Dead kind of thing where it just something drew its attention and it's moving its way back.
I'm going to try and get to him before the intersection. Leaping over this liquid.
You take off sprinting. You fly. You watch as Fletcher just goes full Naruto and just starts sprinting down the hallway. Why don't you... Why don't you give me... describe what you're doing and describe what you're going to do when you get there.
I want to Assassin's Creed, leap, jump, take this guy out, and then hide the body.
Give me an art check using your combat.
I activate my eagle vision.
Nice.
Unless your CQC is a lot higher than just use that, but
Art is 10%, CQC is 15%.
If you can hit him, I'll say that you can kill him.
I'm going to do my close quarters combat.
You guys watch as he takes off sprinting, jumps, and clears a good 20 feet of that liquid before he gets to the elevator, spins around the elevator, and then leaps again, engaging his nanoblade, and then slicing down and like superhero landing on a knee as the creature in front of him sort of wobbles and its head tilts to one side, drops to the ground, and it falls dead.
It's like some Black Widow martial arts thing.
You guys like let out a collective like as you like sort of were holding your breath in that moment.
Rivet just gives a matrix like, whoa.
Yeah. The only noise you guys really hear now is the large zombie noise echoing from the north. Rivet, as you get closer to that door, you're hearing the scraping and slamming on the door. Nexus's initial knock definitely got something's attention inside.
Oh, actually, wait, before I move through that liquid, because I'm not sure, does it seem...
Well, I guess I have a full protection suit. Is this the same liquid that we see these things ooze out?
No, it's not that black liquid. It's some sort of liquid that's just being soaked up by the carpet.
Okay.
You're not really able to identify it by smell. You guys don't have any sort of like bioscan or anything like that.
Okay. I just want to make sure it's not what they leak, so I feel more comfortable stepping in it.
Yeah,
It's either the hydraulics or the sewer system.
It does splash a bit as you walk through, and it just continues to spread.
Rivet wants to try and jump over as much as she can.
Easy enough in the low gravity.
If only to not splash and make noise.
Lita, Necta. Everybody seems to be making their way back towards the main elevator.
Does anyone have any weapons besides me?
I have an
We're
nail.
we're a salvage crew. We're not supposed to be armed.
Fletcher, am I a joke to you?
Sorry,
Fletcher-
ranged weapons.
Yeah, I'm just like, Fletcher is 5-0 right now.
I know.
I heard a noise.
No, just as you
I
said.
also heard the noise.
It was just as she stepped in and looked up and just saw the horde. You do see one lone infected to the south still, pretty occupied with that door, wanting to get in.
We just need to find one person with a genetic code. Is that too much to ask?
I think it's probably behind this door.
I think it's
Rivet
behind the
check?
swarm.
Can Rivet check this infected to see if it was somebody important?
That's a DM mark decision. Look, it's even got a red line across that door. This is the blinking light. It's saying, "Go here, defeat my horde." I am okay shooting nails at this thing from 20 feet away, guys. But
Well, I think the DM also gave us a clue that you can distract these things.
Yeah, with the flashing lights.
I
They're
think that
also really, really small. Have you really used that to your full potential yet?
you know what? That's a good point. I did it. I think I was trying to use it once when I climbed on that belt, the conveyor belt.
it got the doctor killed.
Well, I'm gonna try to see if I can get someone else killed. Is there a vent cover for an air duct system that might run through these hallways?
You do look up and you see that there is an air vent system within the sort of wood tiling on the roof or on the ceiling of these hallways.
Ooh, does somebody want to give me a boost? Not you, Rivet.
I'm pretty tall. I can boost you.
All right, well, boost me into the. I'll do the Spider-Man crawl through the air duct. And I'm gonna go if I can get into the air above us, above where I am right now. I'm going to try to, as quietly as possible, see if I can move into the room that the Horde's trying to get into.
Okay, so you get through, you pop it open, and you see that there is an air duct that goes each direction, north, south, east, west. It is going to be a little bit of a tighter fit with your vac suit on.
Right.
It's sort of where you can't really lift your head to look up. You're sort of like stuck in that position, and you're just sort of facing your eyes forward as high as you can to look, sort of giving you that tension headache in the back of your neck. But you begin to crawl forward.
All right.
I want down, sort of trying to count the distance to get there. Rivet, you go over the body, and you see what little scraps of clothes left on it. Not an executive. You have a feeling that this thing, whatever it was, used to work in probably the kitchen down that hallway. Fletcher, you walk up to the door. It is unlocked. You do see where the creature sort of left streaks of that black oozing blood through there as it was trying to get into the door.
So this door is unlocked.
It is unlocked.
I want to say, don't mind me. I'm not infected.
You open the door to a very lush corporate dining area. The remnant of what was a dinner on the table still left there. You see like open bottles of champagne, long gone flat, and non-rationed food. You see like old steaks now that seemingly have taken on the greenish hue of mold. You imagine that was some pretty tasty stuff. Who has steak in space?
It's probably more of that fake stuff.
To the south, you see something that says cigar room. On the far side of the wall, you see what looks to be a very well-stocked liquor cabinet.
But I'll turn around and kind of just like, yo, try and get somebody's attention.
You hear the Horde, Lita, directly underneath you.
Yes.
As you realize now that you are going to be within the room in a few short moments, you sort of look down in. Immediately, you see two dead bodies. Regular blood. They don't look like they have turned. One face down, arm out, reaching towards the door. The other one sort of like spread eagle on the ground. You move a little bit further and look inside the room, and you see at the far end, sort of leaning on the bed with his hands against his face, sort of leaning down, switching between covering his ears and covering his eyes, is an older, chubbier man, balding beard, wearing what looks to be the standard battle dress.
I am going to whisper through my comm system, hopefully not attracting the attention of the Horde, and say, Case, Fletcher, I found a live one in this room. And they have a battle dress suit.
Do you see another way in or out of that room?
Case, where are you?
I'm going to say negative on that. One, because I can't really... It's difficult to see the whole room because I'm in a vent and I can only move my head so much. And two, no, I don't see any other doors or exits or entries into this room.
Okay. And then I'll radio to Fletcher. I'm keeping an eye on the Horde since Lita decided to go through the vents. That way she's not alone in case something happens.
Copy that. We made it into the dining room.
Maybe you can shine a light and attract the horde away from this room.
No, I do have an idea for that, though. To try to make some noise down that hallway that we just left.
Mark,
Nothing crazy.
Hey. Give me a panic check.
Who?
Case.
Oh.
As you feel something slam into you from behind.
What did Case do?
I will remember.
Oh, shit. I didn't hear him come up on me. Yeah.
Nope. You're busy talking on the comms. Not to mention
That's
the loud,
crazy.
not to mention the loud zombie noises as well.
I'm good.
Okay. We're gonna roll a
I got
quick
force
initiative.
wrist.
Mark. Well, I'll do it in initiative.
Speed.
Something triggered it. It was the monster.
Success.
Also, Chris, are you still here?
He's muted himself.
Well,
He's
we've been trying to get him to take over notes, but he hasn't responded. It would
He's
be a
sleeping in
big.
his rocking chair, guys. You know he's sleeping in that rocking chair.
He keeps moving his token.
Oh,
I have totally forgotten about the rocking chair of doom.
I'm here.
yeah. See,
Yes,
he was-
could you take over notes from Brad so he can
I can
focus?
I can try, but I'm a shit note taker.
Well, you've got nothing else to do right now.
Wait a minute. You have a degree in writing. What do you mean you're a shit note taker?
Nectus, give me a speed check.
I can write, but I can't take notes.
All
Just
you have
write
to do is
what.
write down what's happening.
That's like saying you can drive but only a stick.
I could drive, but only golf carts.
Here, let me tell you what I'm going to write down for notes right now. The infected from the south, engaged case from behind. That's what's happening. At least that's what I'm thinking what's happening from the description.
David, you there?
Yeah.
You give me a speed check, please.
Speed check.
We're
Oh, you
rolling
didn't-
initiative.
I thought you did. I saw your 99.1. I figured that was your fucking roll.
I fail everything, so I'm probably just going to be at the end of initiative.
Your speed is hard to beat. And you have
66.
disadvantage. That's a crit fail.
I don't know what that means anymore.
It means you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yep, you're doing it right.
I haven't succeeded on anything really, so it's
I
all
think you just need to spam rolled like 10 times to get it out of your system.
One zombie down the hall that nobody was keeping an eye on found its way up to you, sprinted, slammed you in from behind, able to keep your feet. How do you react? Being so close to the horde.
Yeah. I'm not gonna use my flamethrower on this. Instead, I'll kind of I don't know how this works per se, but I kind of just imagine that Case has a sling for it, so he can just put it to the side, and he's gonna use his boarding axe to swipe at this thing.
It has like that sort of controllable arm, the same way the guns from Aliens and the Colonial Marines have. You sort of just push it to the side, and it just sort of props up against your back.
Fun fact, did you guys know that that's just a boom arm for the cameras that they just used?
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, they're just like, we would attach the cameras to these, but it works just fine with the guns.
Have you guys noticed that most of the names I've used for these NPCs are all people from Aliens?
Yes, Gorman, for sure.
Yeah, I recognize Gorman.
The pilot?
Yeah, I'll roll to attack with the boarding axe.
Gorman was the lieutenant.
Success.
That roll damage.
And that'll be what is the damage on my boarding axe again? It's 2d10. Ten damage.
Okay. Takes a wound. Let's go ahead and roll on the wound table.
Oh, hell yeah.
24,
Do you want me to roll, or are you gonna roll?
Go ahead and roll. A D10, I gotta find it.
1. Yeah, I'm trying to scroll to it too.
There it is. And this is gore and massive.
Actually, I have an advantage on this, I believe, for the boarding axe. It says Gore Plus. So I'll roll another
That is-
d10.
Yep.
Mark, you're on the ship AI.
Sorry. So that's a 6. You severed the limb. Which limb do you want to sever?
Hey, Ted. I'll sever one of its arms.
Okay. You sever it. You just turn, cut through its arm.
For, yeah, less
It's
grabbing
10
power.
damage. The damage carries over.
Yeah. And just to clarify, because I think I still confused this with the previous version of this, I can only attack once, right?
Yes. Well, at least
Okay.
according to the combat, it says you can move and do a thing.
Okay, so yeah, I've done a thing. I've cut off its arm.
And then, if you guys are curious, in the Crew of the Solstice handouts on the bottom, there's a player movement and range and combat, like an extra combat thing. Because I know that Ken was talking about how he felt like he was useless in combat, but this kind of gives like some things that you can do if you're not combat oriented. Your character.
I like that it says run away, quote, always a good idea.
Yeah.
Where's
the
that?
heart.
Okay,
It's under our character sheets.
Lita. Out that he had the contact on him, something snuck up on him from behind. Where is Lita? Oh, Lita's in the room. Anne, are you there?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Mark. I was talking and I was muted the whole time. Thank you. My bad.
You were talking and you didn't have your comms on.
I didn't. You know, it's kind of funny because I was saying. So that I'm just to be clear, I'm not really aware that there's combat happening. I was talking to Case on the comms, and the comms got cut off. Is that my impression?
You definitely heard him grunt, and then like heavy breathing, I guess.
Okay, so something's going on out there, but I probably can't do anything from up here, other than climb back out and alert that horde. So I'm gonna try to. This guy has battle dress on. He might be able to help us. So I would like to try and find an opening in the vent. Maybe I can kick it down and then just drop down to the floor.
Yep, easy enough.
All right. So as I fall to the ground, I put my hands up and say,
As soon as the screen hits and you drop down, he looks up and he has a pulse rifle aimed right at you.
Yeah, that's. I figured he might. I immediately have my hands in the air. Although one hand is. No, I guess I wouldn't be holding anything because I was climbing through the vent. I obviously don't look armed. I have a wrench and a fucking nail gun on me, so I look like a mechanic. I have my hands up and I say, we come in peace? You've got monsters outside your door. Perhaps you can help us get rid of them? Are you okay? And I'm not going to attack him or even move towards him yet until I get a feel for if he's like crazy and going to shoot me in the head.
And he just sort of looks at you. Who the fuck are you? I don't know you. How did you get in here?
I have my hands already up in the air, so I'm just going to take one finger and point to the vent above my head and say, like that? Look, we just want off this ship, this base, whatever it is. We just want to get out of here. And that's it. Good luck, guys.
Kate, it's gonna try to get at you.
He's got guns, though. That might be hopeful.
You did massive damage to it, didn't it? Kate, I need a body. You're watching as very
Hey,
similar.
my god.
Oh my god. Very similar to what happened
Crit
before
success.
in the med bay. You watch as it begins to glow brighter, the same way you torched the first one and threw it, and then it began to glow again. You know that these things sometimes have a tendency to explode. You kick it away from you, and it flies across the room into the corner, where it's detonating.
Oh
And
shit.
light inside flicker. Sparks kind of flow from the ceiling. You sort of look up, and the lights on the door at the very end of the hallway are still blinking and moving, something keeping it distracted.
The swarm is still there.
The swarm is still there.
Okay.
I'll say that we're out of initiative.
Leader, are you still in the vents?
Over. Well, actually, no. Wait. I can't really respond. Because I'm talking to this guy.
Through Lita's comm, you hear a voice saying, "On your knees! Hands behind your head!"
I am going to do what he says. He's got the gun pointed at my head. I don't want to aggravate him, but I'll keep trying to calm him down. I'll say, "Look, I'm not here to harm you. We actually we had to come. Is there a way, Mark, that I can? Do I have to hit a switch to turn my comms on?
No.
Or no? You said they can. Okay, so you can hear me what I'm saying, Case.
I'm gonna say to you,
okay.
Let him know that a small scout unit from the Iron Circle is here, trying to figure out what happened to the station.
So, a small scouting crew is here to figure out what happened to the station. That's me. I'm part of that crew.
Tell them we're from the Iron Circle.
We're from the Iron Circle.
And he has his gun trained on, and he's like, "Show me your insignia."
Show me my insignia. I'm gonna.
It's with the captain, who is outside the door trying to deal with the horde.
It's with the captain. He's outside that door. You can get it from him. I'm sure you don't mean this one, and I'm gonna point to the patch on my jacket, which is a patch that is that stands for all out of fucks to give.
He just kind of smiles a little bit.
It's an astronaut with his pockets turned out. It's all out of fucks to give. That's the patch on my jacket.
How the fuck did you even get on here? Quarantine should have kept you off. We haven't been able to get a message out for days.
We flew in through the open door. That. What did we shoot through the door again? That turned the poop to goo.
We shot poop through the energy field.
Right. So it turned the poop to drippy poop.
Are you telling this to the guy?
I am. and we flew through the door, the same door that turned the poop to the drippy poop.
It made our poop diarrhea, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Looked at you and like the nonsense you're speaking. He's like, "You're bitten, aren't you? You're one of them."
Oh God, no! You can see my suit is unpenetrated. I have not been penetrated.
Leader, to clarify, we did shoot empty cargo into it to see if it would harm our ship. It did not, and then we flew in. It was not poop into droopy poop.
I'm gonna point to my comms and say, "Would you like to talk to my captain? He's telling me stuff in my ear, and I'm having trouble keeping up because you've got that gun in my face, and it's making me very nervous."
He's like,
"I'm
"I
not
want you
used to that.
take off your suit so I can see for myself."
Is that safe?
You know how many of these blood bags I've seen walking and crawling through here before they just turn into puddles?
Does he have his helmet on?
He's not wearing a helmet. It's standard battle attire. So he has like a carbon fiber chest piece and like arm and leg guards, and like he doesn't have like a tactical helmet on or anything. You can see it laying on the floor next to him. But the standard battle dress doesn't have like a vac suit helmet or anything like that.
Okay. So seeing that he is breathing the air and his neck is not a foot long, I'm gonna go ahead and lower my hand down to the latches on my vac suit helmet, and I will click them open and remove my helmet.
You see him like slowly, like his lip is twitching as he's looking at you. You sort of look back at the bodies behind you. You're kind of putting two and two together.
That he those people?
He's the one that shot these people.
So if you take my comms here, you can talk to my captain, and I'll just hold the helmet out to him.
He fires once at your feet. I said take off the suit.
I set the helmet on the floor and slide it towards him, and then I start taking off the suit.
Do we have a problem here, Captain? While this is
If we did hear that gunshot.
You would have heard the gunshot, and you hear him talking through my comms. That's why I slid the helmet towards him.
And you hear the redoubled effect after the gunshot and the loud noise of the swarm towards the door. Seemingly now ignoring the lights.
God damn it. Did you know that was... He knew that was going to happen.
So Mark, while this is happening, Fletcher would like to go through these bottles to see if any of them have high value and resellability.
They all have. You see a couple bottles here that you know are easily worth 6 figures.
Jesus Christ, hell yes.
Like this is a gold mine of liquor that could easily fetch you maybe a couple million, like a lot of these like sold together on the black market.
I have a horde of zombies behind me and an insane guy with a fucking pulse rifle in front of me.
I'm thinking long term, Sparks. Sit tight.
We're in the liquor room.
There's nowhere for me to go.
Eventually you get the vac suit off and he's like, turn slowly.
Can I turn? I'm gonna try to turn this direction. Like I don't want to face the fucking door with the zombies on it. So I'm gonna look at this desk over here and say, is it okay if I go over there? The infected things are on the other side of that door. I would rather not be next to them.
You're looking at his eyes and you see how fucking bloodshot they are and like the black bags underneath, almost turning like a deep purple. This guy hasn't slept in a while. Like he's on the verge of some sort of psychotic break. And he just shoots again at the floor in front of you and you're like, fuck! And he's like, I said turn!
I will turn, and I'm gonna say, would you like to hear a story? Would that be helpful? There was ancient civilization once that lived on this planet, and I want to use my archaeology skill to try to talk about an ancient culture and maybe the artifacts, and like I'm just trying to fill the space up with words and see if I can get him to calm down. If that will help at all.
Give me an archaeology check as you slowly begin to turn around so you can kind of look at your body to see if there's any like bleeding cuts or anything that you have on yourself.
So I tell him an interesting tale of some culture on some planet. But yeah, imagine I'm just babbling because I'm very nervous.
As soon as you do your full rotation and you turn and lock eyes, you see that his breathing is slowing and he kind of just drops the gun and he kind of just falls to his knees and then he just sort of covers his face again and he just begins to kind of cry. And you just hear him sort of mumbling something under his breath.
Well, I will approach him slowly and just kind of pat him on the shoulder and say, there now, it'll be okay. My captain will take care of it. And I'll lean over to the helmet and my captain take care of it. He'll make sure everything's okay. It's okay now.
You look down and you see on his pen and name tag on his breastplate.
I say it's. Oh wow,
You see Horseback Captain William Gorman.
It's okay, Captain Gorman. Everything's gonna be fine, Captain Gorman.
You hear him saying over and over again, "I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I'm not alone." You look down at the pulse rifle in front of him, and then you look at the corner of the room where he seems to have a stack of munitions, auto pistols, pulse rifles, as well as what seems to be partially eaten, and also full, like MRE stacks in the corner.
Let me guess, they all say ham slice.
None of them say ham slice.
Fletcher will get on his cons. It's like, so everything's okay, Sparks? Everything's good, Lita? He says as he's like putting the last of the bottles in his bag.
I think, Captain Gorman, everything's gonna be fine as soon as my captain joins us in here. We've come to save you.
Gorman, my name is Commander. I am Commander Case. I work with the Iron Circle.
So I don't know if he can hear the comms because the helmet's just on the floor, but he's welcome to grab it and listen to him if he wants. I won't stop him.
Can we check these other rooms over here now that that out there is kind of calmed down?
Which other room?
Well, the room that Rivet, Nexus, and Fletcher are in, there's a top and a bottom room that I don't think we've opened yet because stuff was happening.
Yeah, no problem. Nexus, the room you're standing at, you clearly see. It's kind of like a swing open kitchen door. You see two circular windows. You look in, and it's like a fully functional kitchen. You see like vegetables and everything along some racks on the far side. So you can see into the room that's fully made up. You see another door here that clearly looks like some sort of walk-in freezer. That door is not locked. Rivet, it is not locked, so you can open it. Once you open it, you see that it is like a fully upholstered, like relaxation room, filled with like large, like wooden humidors filled with cigars. You see that there are like a lot of vents through here. It smells of mahogany and encyclopedias. Like it's a very nice room. You can probably imagine that these cigars are probably something made of earth, which makes them sort of a rarity in these parts.
So Mark, could Fletcher do a art check, an art skill, and maybe like add 4 zeros to see like what the total sum of this alcohol comes out to?
This would be more of a rim-wise check instead of an art skill.
Oh, I was thinking like wine is the form of art.
You can use your art skill to appraise some of the paintings that they have hanging in the hallway.
Yes, I'll do a rim-wise and then an art to basically like I'm doing the Storage Wars appraisals. It's like
This rim-wise check would be like you trying to figure out what you can get for this on the black market. How many bottles did you try to take?
Well, I was asking Nexus over to see how many bottles he can carry.
I'll come over and carry some bottles.
Because you're still carrying around the duffel bag full of
medical supplies,
so you're already kind of somewhat loaded down a bit. So this might push you to its limit depending.
Yeah, why do you think I'm giving Nexus the loud bottles? An intelligence, I assume.
The noise. Mm-hmm.
You said there were some cigars down here?
There's like boxes of cigars. Each one's sort of sequestered in their own little area. You see very fancy, like torch-style lighters, as well as, how safe is it to have matches on a space station in an enclosed oxygen area? But it's there.
Well, seeing Fletcher start looting stuff, she'll take like a box or two of cigars and a couple of lighters just because.
You're thinking that with the amount of bottles that you have, You've probably got like maybe almost 250,000 credits worth of black market alcohol.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm just gonna say that, like, since I did not succeed my target, maybe I'm overselling it, overestimating.
Yeah, you're seeing some rare vintages here. Languages written in Praetorian, things like that. There's quite a slew of things.
So next is 250,000 worth of alcohol.
Sounds good to me. I'll grab what I can.
Yeah, I don't think we're grabbing the whole thing, but I give you like 7 or 8, saying like this is going to be like this is well worth carrying around.
Case, as you're talking, you're watching as the horde becomes more fervent, as they are slamming into the door. Lita, you turn around and you're watching the door behind you buckle inwards.
Ormond, I need you to listen to me very carefully. The horde is going to break through that door and there's not much I can do. But we have 2 options. Either you can go with Lita through the fence, make your way to us as they break through the door, and are stuck in that room. Or I can draw them away and we can pincer them. We have 2 options.
I'm gonna say into the comms, we might have 3 options, Captain. He's got a lot of guns in here. And I'm gonna look at those loaded.
That's where the pincer move comes in. If I pull them back, we can shoot at them from both sides.
And you see arms reaching in now, Lita.
I would like to run to the pile of guns and grab one and aim it at the door.
Okay.
Do I see them start to break through the door?
You do start to see them break into the door. Lita says, "I'm grabbing a gun," and then you.
I'm gonna step out and.
What did you say was off the kitchen here?
Through her comms, you hear as the pulse
Like a
rifle.
freezer.
God damn!
The pulse rifle powers up, and you watch as he says, "You're not gonna get me, you motherfuckers!" And he starts firing into the door. And that's where we're gonna leave it
Yeah.
today.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna start rushing in.